Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to this Jaeger Development Frosty Frontier Fest 2022 end of year stream. Sitting with me on the couch today is Toast, real life Toast. We actually have a Toast, and Florian, of course, whom we all know and love, making up the strongest part of our community team. On today's stream, you do get drops. There are drops. We have a banner available and a melee weapon. You need to watch for 2 hours to get them all. So you people who are here early are probably the most likely to get them. Hey everyone.
Hello. Yes, we actually like had imported toast from the US.
Yeah. Actually imported toast.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So today's stream, we're going to be going through a bunch of stuff. First, we're going to be talking about this Frosty Frontier Fest holiday monster bash event. We're also going to be having Mando on the couch a little bit later. We don't really have any agenda for that part of the stream. We're just going to sit and talk with Mando and you in chat. We're also going to be telling you a whole bunch about our Steam sales because we've got 25% off on a bunch of stuff. More on that later. We will also be talking about changes to the creator program, and I touch wood, but we'll be hopefully sending out the first invites later tonight. So that's very exciting. And towards the end, Nez will join us from the I guess shop team, like shop and assets.
Ecom manager.
Ecom manager, but
part of the leadership team.
Leadership team, indeed. But like for you guys who maybe do, I mean, I wouldn't know what an ecom was outside of this country. I don't think.
Ecom, is it electronic commerce? I don't know.
Electronic commerce? Yeah, probably.
Well, I mean, like everything shop related. Period.
Yeah, there we go. Everything shop related.
Money. Yeah.
Yes. Ness equals money.
So. Yeah, so we're here because we're running a Christmas event, right? So, Flo, why don't you just tell us all about it?
About the event. Yeah, first, I guess, like, hi, everyone who doesn't know me. You introduced me as Flo. Most of you know me as Feralos, actually, the community and player support lead for the Cycle Frontier. And telling about the event, well, I think it's something that we wanted to do for quite some time now. We thought every now and then it's like, oh, let's do a community challenge. Let's try to see what they can achieve in a certain time frame. And yeah, now we did it because it's holiday season. We got some pretty cool rewards from Ness. There we have Ness again. Yeah, it's basically everybody works together. Everybody strives for a common goal. The jolly holiday spirit on Fortuna 3. So
common goal of murder.
Common goal of murder, of keeping the pests under control in that sense. Yeah, I mean, like we all saw the numbers, right? 3 million striders in 2 weeks. And a lot of players were super confused about this number. And I was like, that's exactly the number that our BI lead basically gave me for, like, that's double the number of what the BI lead gave me for 1 week. So we took numbers from the week before the challenge started and then just doubled them. And that basically means, yeah, it's quite a lot of AI that you folks kill. And it is super surprising because in the end I was like, holy moly, a lot of Jeffs die, a lot of Berthas die, a lot of Striders and Rattlers. I mean, the only thing that doesn't die that often is ticks, but nobody likes ticks anyhow, as we all know.
Yeah, everyone just runs away from them.
And the Leafmen, of course, waiting for the
Yeah, Leaflings are immortal and soon.
Yeah, I saw a lot of players who were intimidated by those numbers, but I think you guys will be surprised how much stuff you murder on a weekly basis.
And if nothing else, I can see Doug in chat saying that Vasco's going to handle 2 million. So
yeah,
I think we can take that to the bank.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Event done. Good job. But yeah, like one thing that was like a common misconception, or basically like oftentimes, you scan something and it's like, oh yeah, what? I need to kill 3 million striders. No, you don't. It's the whole community that works together on this thing. And having worked on other games in the past that did similar things, usually communities are quite good when it comes to these challenges, and you can also like increase numbers and challenge them to go even harder on certain things. However, we wanted to keep it very like easy for the beginning, but we already have another like set of challenges planned for the future. we just need to talk about possible rewards. Where Ness comes back into play. Like I think the whole motto of the Frosty Frontier Fest 2022 stream is Ness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nez is also responsible for the Twitch drops as well. That's the
Yeah.
only reason we have Twitch drops. So,
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
gonna be great to have her on the show.
Everything's
It
being
won't be her
carried by
first
Ness.
appearance either.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah.
Ness is the goddess of Fortuna.
Yeah. Of Fortuna assets at least.
Ness absolute champ.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely Rumble. And yeah, we see Rumble later in the stream.
Talking of rewards, what are the rewards for this event?
A gingerbread cookie Rattler weapon charm. Yes, Rattler.
Stratler.
It's Stratler.
Rattler. And a Christmas wrapping coating for your guns.
Yes.
And it's a new one, so it's not one that you can buy in the shop or something.
Yeah,
so it's exclusive rewards for the
Yeah,
challenge.
there's one in the shop, but this one looks quite a bit different.
Yes.
So.
And now everybody will be like, oh, we get Christmas stuff. Why don't we get it during Christmas? Well, that's because we can only give it out early next year with the next patch, basically.
Yeah.
Or maybe a little bit before that, but let's see.
But also, we have given out some stuff today.
Yeah, true. We
Is
sent
it confirmed?
Yes, it's confirmed. It's confirmed. I saw that Masa sent around the emails and the codes, and they work. And we already had prospectors sharing their codes in Discord. So yeah, you got some new fancy items. For example, the singing spaceman who was part of the Miracle over Neptune. In case you don't know what the Miracle over Neptune is, go onto our website, click on news and stuff, and just like click on load more.
If you really think you're getting away with that, we're going to come back and revisit this very soon.
We can also open it. I can read the story. Just give me a Santa beard, and then I put on my Santa voice.
We have the technology.
Well, you breezed past the advocate skin, which is like one of the coolest advocate skins we have.
Yes. And there was a third item in there that I forgot about. I think it was tokens, right? Insurance tokens.
I think so, yeah.
Ness is nodding in the background. See,
Yes,
Ness knows everything.
Yeah, so the email's already gone. That was for people who are signed up to our newsletter, of course.
Yes.
So if you weren't already signed up to our newsletter, then you should go and do that now. You won't get anything this time around, but you'll get something next time. So head over to our website, thecycle.game, sign up to the newsletter.
And remember, you can grab codes from other players because every player got a code for themselves and 2 codes for friends. So in theory, you can also just like try to grab it from another player.
Word on the street is that the Fortuna's favored creators may also get some extra codes as well. So there might be other channels to get codes.
They're truly favored by
True.
Fortuna.
By Fortuna, yeah.
Fortuna equal Ness confirmed.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
So just Striders, right? 3 million. Was that the only thing we had up for grabs when we were looking at it? Was there any other
No. They needed to kill they basically need to kill all 5 monsters that we have, right?
Okay.
So Striders, Rattlers, Jeffs, Crushers, and Ticks.
Mhm.
And it doesn't matter which version of them, right? So you have the mature Rattler, for example, but the mature Rattler also counts towards the Rattler kills.
And like Jeff and Tropical Jeff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And of course, if anyone kills a leaf man, they get a bonus cosmetic.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and I know a certain person that will definitely try. Yam will definitely try it.
There's always a few, to be fair.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't threaten my leaf man. It's actually interesting. It's one of the things that I really like that the community recently went into the direction of, instead of calling them leaf men, calling them leaf links.
Mm-hmm.
It fits so much better.
I love that.
Yeah.
I slip sometimes myself, but I think I definitely prefer Leafling.
Yeah.
What is Leave Man?
I think the biggest
sacrilege in this community.
the biggest thing is like hypothetical. How would a leaf man taste?
Yeah,
Leaf
I've
man.
seen this discussion in the Discord so many times because it's both plant and alive.
That could be like a fish.
A fish.
Land fish.
Yeah.
My impression would be something like in the direction of like chestnut or something.
Oh, I see that.
Mhm.
I see that. Maybe mushrooms. Could be.
True, like a crunchy mushroom, you know, like a mix of nut and mushroom. So you can't eat them.
I don't know. They kind of look a bit more rubbery to me. I can
Mhm.
imagine like,
Yeah, I imagine they'd be very chewy.
yeah.
They'd probably put up a fight.
And how would foam taste?
We know exactly what kind of player you would be. If Fortuna was real, we'd just have Flo going around it like, Flo, we need you to check out this new planet, Fortuna. And I will do this for you.
Well, the big question is, would you try Rattler Spit as well?
Oh,
That's got to taste like
that's
poop.
very
Yeah.
tangy, I'm sure.
Yeah, but you didn't answer the question.
Would I try it?
No, how would it taste?
I definitely think it would taste like vom. Like,
No, I mean like I meant foam.
oh, foam. I thought you meant the rattler.
No, foam,
Yeah,
foam.
yeah. So, I don't know, foam. I don't. I've got a feeling that it would taste like.
I figured it's just like styrofoam.
No, I'm gonna go for something specific here, and it's like expanding foam that builders use. Don't ever taste that. But I bet it tastes like that.
My guess was always it would taste a bit like toothpaste. And like a very, very minty toothpaste.
Why would they add mint though?
So
Just in case it
so,
gets in your mouth,
well,
I suppose.
yeah, exactly, and also like it keeps your teeth fresh when you're prospecting. You get foamed. And it's just like I don't need to brush my teeth today because I got foamed earlier. And the ships that carry you from the planet to the station, they also smell always super nice because of that. So it just has advantages.
It's such a small consideration that actually has such a large impact.
Yeah, right.
This is why we take overtime. We have conversations like this. For
Exactly.
hours, yeah.
Yeah. And it's also when you look at the defoaming station, it always like has the station is like a very rundown place in parts, but the defoaming station is such a central area of the station that's just like spreading this like minty goodness into the station.
Are you hungry?
We just ate.
We just ate. Yeah, you shouldn't be.
Yeah,
No, I'm not
that
hungry.
doesn't seem to stop you.
Well, I mean, but I saw something in chat that was actually quite interesting, and they had a very good point. Rattler Spit tastes very spicy. That could also be, right? Because it's like so spicy that it starts to burn you. However, I would know the perfect person who would try it because Wayward would try that because it's so spicy.
Yeah, I see that. I totally see that.
What's the next topic, Adam?
No, there is no next topic.
We just ramble on.
We can ramble.
There's one
Ramble
thing about the
time.
codes that I actually wanted to mention about the codes that you receive in your email. So you can enter, as it states in, as it's shown in the email, you can enter one of the codes, but you can't enter the other two codes on your account. If you try that, the codes are marked as used. However, you cannot like give them to someone else or whatever.
Yeah, I see. So like
Yeah.
if I was to implement a second code,
Absolutely.
it would use it, but I wouldn't get any benefit out of it.
Yeah. And I think also the sending out of the codes process is like a process, right, that takes a bit of time. So as soon as we clicked on send out the emails, it takes a bit until everything's processed, right?
Yeah.
You, from experience.
Yeah,
because-
it goes in waves.
It goes in
It
waves.
usually does
People
like
haven't gotten their codes yet. Yeah.
50,000 at a time or something
Yeah.
like that. So I see a few people are popping codes in the chat as well,
Nice.
including Kev. So I guess we can confirm that one's a legit one.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, chat. We've kind of given the brief skinny on the event. Let's hit us with some questions and stuff. What's the when are we getting merch?
Yeah, what's in the works?
Leafman plushie when?
Leafman.
Get
We
that question all
still
the
have the freaking amazing Leafman hat downstairs from our art director. We show it off next time.
One of a
Promise.
kind.
Chat.
Yeah,
Promise. Next time we
stream.
show that off.
Flo Firalis. I will get used to.
Well, you can also call me Flo. No worries. No,
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
It's because like I called Toast so naturally because I knew you was Toast before I knew
Yeah.
you was anything else. But yeah, Firalu.
Yeah. Oh no, not again. New faction, new weapon. New faction.
I don't know. There's probably definitely more
mob.
questions for Nez later on, I reckon.
New-
Basil nerf necessary.
Yeah, Basilisk nerf is something that the team is actually looking into. However, not like a nerf per se. It's more like slight adjustments because in general the current state of balance is quite nice overall. But there are some small adjustments and tunings that we want to do. Is also like some clarifications regarding the mineral scanner. I think also another small revisit of the Shattergun, if I remember correctly. Right, Toast? There was a tiny bit of stuff that is being looked into, and Other thing that we're looking into to just check, okay, what can we do there is when it comes to the shielded matchmaking.
Yeah, we are looking into more ways for players to earn. You guys know it as trusted status. We're trying to shift the name to shielded matchmaking because we realized trusted status was confusing a lot of you. Because it's more of an alt account deterrent than it doesn't really check if you're a cheater or anything like that. But yeah, we're trying to find more ways for players to earn it to make it more easy for legitimate players to get in. And we're also looking into ways to make it more obvious whether or not you actually are in shielded matchmaking or not.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can Toast talk louder? I don't know about that, but we can move the mic a little closer.
I am a quiet person.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
true.
put it on your shirt collar. That might
Yeah.
be a little better.
Eat the mic.
Eat it.
It keeps running away from me. That's the problem.
Eat it.
Yeah. Do it live. It's fine.
Yes, that's what we're here for. Other than that, what else is there that currently is being looked into? We fixed the AI stuff, which was great.
Yeah, that got overlooked a lot in that patch. It was just in the bug fixes section.
Well, because it's a bug fix, yeah.
Yes, but
Can we go into more detail?
So there was a long time were some issues with AIs being out of sync.
The teleporting.
The teleporting and all these kind of things, and we did some tests
Super
with the
Jeffs.
Yes, and with the focus group and with the council group that we have, and we could pretty much confirm that almost all of the cases are gone by now.
No.
However, if they still happen, then we didn't hear about them. So, seems to be all right in that sense. And the other thing that we're still like trying to figure out, because we did change something with when it comes to the spawns, and there's still some players that have issues with like spawning very close to one another. However, it is drastically reduced. And we still need to figure out, okay, like what can we actually like still tune there to make that even better and more smooth. Another thing that we got that got a lot of praise is the adjustments to Bright Sands and to the matchmaking change that we recently did. That was very great to see that we got a lot of positive comments and feedback on Reddit, for example, with a whole lot of threads that talked about how cool that is.
And we'll likely continue to tune it. I think there's still plans to see how it's doing and tune it going forward.
Yeah.
And need more data.
As I see the question right now about changing names, that's something that we also look into. However, we need to properly figure out how we do that. Funny enough, having worked on some games that offered that, that was something that you bought on the website. Because it was like a manual service that you paid for, and you got a token in your inventory, and then a community manager or support agent manually changed it and then removed the token afterwards. However, not saying that it's the way that we're going to do it, but
I've hated that in games.
we try to look into ways that you can change your name maybe once a season or something like this.
Someone asked about jumping and shooting. I don't know if we have any active plans for that, but it's just something I've been hearing about lately. Just to, being too accurate when you're jumping around like a maniac.
Yeah.
We had a handful of changes in that regard that were not perceived very well as we tried them.
Yeah.
So it's something that we're going to revisit at some point. However, it's nothing that we're currently right now working on.
No.
Of course, we also recently issued the patch with the matchmaking changes, right? So we're no longer looking at previous extraction value. What is the matchmaking based on now? Remind me.
KD, like PvP KD.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not gear value, KD, what kills you get versus deaths. That.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it's been so far quite a bit better. A lot of players seem happy with it, and it doesn't seem as easily cheesable. We had a lot of players who were abusing the previous system to try to lower their MMR. So.
Of course, I think that was the biggest complaint that I used to see was people tanking their MMR deliberately. And
when it comes to overall movement changes, I don't think that we do any adjustments or have any adjustments planned for now. And there was another part of that question that I just read, but I forgot about it. But yeah.
And someone said, does KD include creature or other deaths?
No,
it's
only
just PvP.
PvP.
Yep. Because we knew that if we didn't do that, you guys would just sit there and kill yourselves for 3 hours straight.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so a few people are spamming, including Carnivore. Hey, Carnivore, how you doing? Vivid Brute when?
Yeah,
I'm
seen that.
assuming Vivid is a skin that we
Well,
should
it's something that they can ask Ness later.
Of course,
Yeah.
that's exactly what
Bug
we're
Ness
doing.
about that because
Exactly.
we don't know.
Bug Ness
Later
about
on,
that.
we'll have the queen of assets with us, and you can ask directly when the Vivid Brute will come.
Cool.
Guns in general should be harder to obtain, said someone in chat. Yes, I agree.
And we're going to talk about that later.
I think so.
Or
Maybe.
the dev video.
Spoilers.
We'll touch on it. We'll touch on it. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think there will be some interesting news bits for all of you later. Just bear with us. I mean, you need to stick with us anyhow for the Twitch drop. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're stuck here, so you might as well put up
Might as
with
well
us.
enjoy it with us, Yeah.
definitely.
It's yeah, like I suppose as a disclaimer, some of the stuff we say is canon. You definitely get codes. Some of it we're just speculating.
Yeah. High roller bright sense buy in and have minimum gear requirements. That's something that I would have loved to see already. It's basically you have gear that you put in as your like entrance fee to actually like go into like another layer of the maps basically, and then get another currency out of it, like a special currency that you can only farm in these scenarios. And when you get out of there, your gear is gone anyhow. Only the special currency remains. That would be pretty fun, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like a wager.
Absolutely.
Maybe not. Not a word we should use, probably.
Someone asked dungeons. That I actually don't know the answer to. Do we have more?
Not planned for
Currently?
now.
I do love me some dungeons.
Yes. Regarding the name change, that's as mentioned, like it's something we're looking into. However, it has not a high priority for us right now, because I saw the question pop up again.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, and yeah, like when it comes to like the high tier gear, I think there will be some pretty substantial changes coming in the next season to how economy works. So yeah, stay tuned for that.
That's already been mentioned in the dev update video,
Yeah.
right? That's
Yeah,
already
exactly.
live, so that is live.
Yeah, but I think Days, our creative director, has some more info on that, right? Later.
Yeah, he'll be giving us a brief update.
Yeah, a
later on.
brief update. Yeah, exactly.
It's not a long one, but there's
More.
He touches on a few things. I think he's already broken, so he's with us for virtually with us for video recording.
Yeah. He recorded a small video to say hi to all of you.
Yeah, high and end of the year.
Will you guys bring the Blue Man bag? Currently not planned.
I did see someone ask about when will OC not weigh anything. I think OC and scripts have some. We're hoping to change it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we from our side, from community team, we're something that we request every now and then. However, there's like more important things that need to be worked on. But for us, it's always like, please make it another currency, like convert OC automatically to currency and have scripts like as another currency in the bar that
And that's
also
something we've
automatically
talked about
converts.
a whole bunch.
Yeah, I know. I think we also talked about it in the last stream, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's a common one.
Yeah.
CX Curio asking about ping. That's probably one for you, Toast, about like
Ping restrictions?
Yeah, no player hopping with VPN when, I believe was the format of the question.
That would be a bit harder. But we're paying attention to the ping restriction system, and we're probably going to tune it a bit more to be a bit more strict, especially in certain regions that are having issues with a lot of region hopping. I don't have an ETA on that yet, but we're taking a look at it, and we're planning on tuning it more. Yeah, and I see a few questions about weapons and weapon inspects, and yeah, that's coming. We've actually teased it in the development channel on the Discord.
Yeah, we also posted it on social media.
Yeah.
So something that you can take a look at already. When it comes to VPN, and I think because the big question was like if hopping around regions is bannable, it's like, no, it's not a bannable offense, and using a VPN per se is also not a bannable offense. It's really what we want to do is really just like we want to tune the ping check that we have more aggressively to also improve the quality of your gameplay in that sense, right? Because if you have like if you play with someone who has like a similar ping than you, the game just feels much better compared when you play with someone, for example, with a 350 ping, which is not the case because the ping values are already tuned much lower than that. However, we checked the data that we have on that and we saw, oh, we can actually tune it even lower to make it even better.
Yep, that's something we'll tune over time.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
don't want teleporting AI. We don't want teleporting players either.
Yes.
Exactly.
When will there be an unstuck button? I don't think there will.
Same. Yeah, I don't think there will be one.
Yeah, that'd probably get abused in combat, right?
Well, if you would
Someone
configure it, for example, that you cannot use it in combat situations,
Yeah.
but like the automatic unstuck feature does work. Sort of, yeah. However, like I think the best case scenario is simply there won't be stuck spots anymore. And that's something, for example, that Tsuji is working on a ton, for example, that I know of, because he's often talking to the council group or the focus test group when they throw stuff at Tsuji, and he's just like, more stuff to fix. And then he quickly fixes them, puts them in the build, and it's always listed in the patch notes as like map fixes in that sense, right? Because it either is stuck spots or out of bounds spots, and there's not a single patch where stuff like that is not fixed, right? So,
yeah, exactly. A lot of fixes going out every patch for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's a little part of me that kind of smiles a little whenever someone finds like a stuck spot or a new way to get somewhere they shouldn't, and just for a moment I see Tsuji's face in my head. It's like, oh.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Or he'll fix a spot and then people will find some new like super broken way to get to the same spot.
Yep.
I can just picture him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's hard worker. Will there be more openings for the focus test group? That's definitely something we can talk on, because testing is going to change, right, Flo?
Testing is going to change, yeah. So it might be that we look maybe for a handful more players for the focus test group. For the council group, so far at the moment, not. So that's like a very like small group of players. I think it's 7, right? Yeah, 7 at the moment.
Yes.
That we collaborate on a lot of different things, like running certain ideas through them and all these kind of things. Same to another extent with the council group, but the council group is also participating in certain playtests that we do and so on and so on. However, we are also working on a public test server.
Yeah. Which is exciting.
Yes, super exciting.
Super.
And to give more insights, because we always like to communicate very open with you folks, as you know, it's like what we're going to do or what we plan to do, which sometimes might not be the case, but that's how we want to do it. Is basically we want to run a test with the focus group. Then we want to check if everything's fine, put it on the public test server, let everyone run crazy, and then we check what we need to fix, then run that through the focus group again, and then put it live.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, we're hoping just in general to do more testing, more public testing.
Yeah. And then I saw, for example, the question as well, like what we think about pings.
Just in general?
Yeah,
topic.
I mean, I know that there are some explorations going on to check what can be brought back in that way, and there is a cool idea that's floating around, but nothing that I can really talk about.
The worst one.
Oh,
And the ultimate tease.
I just realized you meant the pinging.
No, not the pinging in the game.
Yeah. I thought.
Not ping, but...
That idea was very, very cool. Yes. It got my thumbs up as well.
I hope we can bring something like that back, because it's just a nice quality of life, but it's getting abused a little bit too much in its previous.
Yeah, because it was also bugged a bit, right? So.
Yeah. Well, we're probably getting towards the end of our first segment here. In a minute, we'll be swapping Toast out for Rumble, as you know him. I called him Mando earlier.
I'll be back.
Yeah, I'm just doxing Rumble out here.
You dox.
I'm doxing everyone.
Well,
just everyone.
I mean, for me, it's pretty like.
So far, I'm safe.
It's pretty easy. Also, I guess also like from the announcement, you can also easily find. No, that's actually no, because like that's the team that he's working in, and it's not on there. But like for example, me, you can find very easily either with like Feralus, or if you just look for Jaeger and community lead, whatever, then you find that.
I don't know if I've been leaked yet. I'm curious.
I don't think so.
Well, I mean, now we have you like in person. It's gonna
Yeah.
change probably. Like when we
Well, my
just had
face
toast
has been leaked. I don't know
Yeah.
if anyone knows my name. Say it in chat.
And I already see Rumble preparing to hop on stream.
But before we change over, let's just recap one more time about the Frosty Frontier Fest Holiday Monster Bash 2022. I'm gonna be recapping it later, so you give me those lines right now, Flo. That'd be great.
Put him on the spot.
The lines right now. So, community challenge. Community works together. Community needs to kill as many monsters as possible. However, they have a certain goal. For example, for Striders, it's 3 million that they need to kill in 2 weeks. Rewards will be sent out in January. And it's a Rattler Gingerbread charm and a weapon skin that looks like a Christmas wrapping.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Do we have a smaller milestone for the gingerbread time? Or is
Yes.
it
Yes.
all-
Yes. No. So basically, if you folks achieve only half of it or not the full thing, then you just get the gingerbread. And if you achieve everything, then you also get the weapon coating. However, I believe in your power.
Yeah, I think you guys can do it.
Yes.
It's some people are very intimidated by it, but I think it's very doable. We made it pretty easy for you the first time around. We might make it harder in the future.
And when it comes to the progression of the event, there is no in-game tracker. However, I promise to give you some updates over the course of the holiday season when we are not in the office.
Yeah. Thank you, Flo. So we are going to change out Flo and Toast at the Ferralis and Toast at the moment and bring in Rumble.
No, he's staying. I'm leaving.
Yeah. Ferralis is staying. Ferralis will be right back. But
Yes, because I'm lazy.
Toast will also be back very soon. So
Yeah.
let's not even bother to say goodbye. You're probably just gonna go sit in the corner and we'll talk about you like we have been now.
Yeah, I'll make faces and see if I can get you guys to laugh.
So yeah, and if you use the code FrostyFest, !FrostyFest, you can find all of the information about the competition now. The Frosty Frontier Fest Holiday Monster Bash 2022. You can find it there. I see people putting the link in already, and we tested while we were live that link worked. So yeah. So Mando will be joining us shortly. In the meantime, I want to talk to you about sales. We have several sales on right now on both Steam and the Epic Games Store. We have all of the starter packs and the Primetime bundle currently at 25% discount. So you can find those in game through the what is it? It's like store bundles tab, I'm pretty sure. I think there's also an image on screen just a second ago that showed you as well. I bought them full price. Well, thank you for your support. We appreciate you. The sales will be running until the 5th of January. If you are on Epic, they've actually already been open since the 15th, but Steam has just started today. So do go and check all of those out. And of course, as always, make sure you're checking out our socials. There are also commands for these in the chat. We have Twitter, Reddit, and Discord being the main ones. So yeah, you can find those easily using those commands in chat. And today we are not just streaming on Twitch, we are also streaming on Steam and YouTube. Hello, viewers on Steam and YouTube. Thank you for joining us. It's very exciting. I think this is the second stream that we've managed to do the cross stream. So yeah, exciting times. I see my colleagues are ready, so we can transition back across and welcome Mando to the stream, or Rumble. I'm just going to dox you all evening.
Hey, what's up? Ho, ho, ho. Yeah. Hi. Yeah,
Head goes nuts,
was-
by the way.
I
for
was
you.
there to do this, and so a man of my word, what can I say? But I can also already tell that I'm not going to keep this on for long because I'm dying in this thing.
So Rumble will strip on stream.
It's a surprise if they reach the community goal.
I mean, if you search deep enough on the internet, I think you can find that somewhere.
There's a video out there. Let's not talk about it.
So Rumble, for those who don't know you, tell us about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, so whenever I'm not making an absolute fool of myself as Santa on stream, I'm... where do I actually look? Which camera is it?
This one here.
Oh, I'm a game designer on the activities team, so I'm in charge of
you know, the stuff you do on the planet, essentially, like the mining, the evac, the storm, all of those shenanigans. And also recently, more and more prominently, I'm in charge of the campaigns and the jobs, which has become like the main progression backbone of the game. And so, yeah, that takes a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Also, quick shout out to Vasco's mom, because he dared me to say that. What? That's how you build trust with the community.
Sure thing. What's been your highlight of season 2 so far?
Dying a lot, but I guess that it's no different from season 1.
Wise, but sure, like
Oh, campaign wise, yeah, the campaigns are cool too. No, I just love to see how. One thing I like about the campaigns is how individual they are. I'm sorry, this is killing me already. One thing I love about the campaigns is just how individual they are. Like, some people, like, I get messages saying like, this mission is impossible. How dare you build something like this? And everyone else is like, no, this mission is fine. That one's way worse. And then 10 other people say like, no, that mission is fine. This one's horrible. So it's like, it's very, it's the cool thing about the cycle is that, on paper, a mission might sound easy. It's just go somewhere and pick a thing up. But, if you're on your way and a storm comes rolling in and a purple kitted trio of Chads starts chasing you, like, it's super, individual. I like that.
I spent a lot of time early this season, not majorly early, but watching streamers trying to get the is it the crusher meat that drops rarely or the crusher hide? I can't remember which one it is, but
I think the meat
them.
is rarer than the hide.
Yeah, trying to get so many crusher meat for one of the missions.
Yeah, well, tough shit.
Oh, I was sitting there
part,
smiling.
part
to
of the
myself,
intention.
and I hope you're doing the same. Like,
it's called making people go outside of their comfort zone.
Yeah. So yeah, like I say, there's no real agenda for this section of the stream. We've just got like a slot to sit and chill with Rumble Flow in the chat. So
yeah, and I think it's always interesting for the chat, when someone like you sits here that is actually not part of the community team, but really is working on the game.
I mean, you guys are devs as well, but yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I think the most entertaining part about this segment is that this right now looks like a crusher next to a leaf man. It's like, dude, thanks for the insecurities.
As I saw it in the chat popping up some time now, epic fix when? That depends on what the epic fix is. So when it's about like shielded matchmaking, Epic Games players are also part of the shielded matchmaking. Toast is nodding. So yes. There is the only thing that's not existing on Epic basically is players don't have a trusted status like Steam has. So Steam accounts can be trusted, but Epic player as like Epic Game Store doesn't have that system. But yes, they can also be part of the shielded matchmaking.
What do you say?
Rumble, can we expect more missions next season?
Yes.
Ooh.
Next question.
Nice.
No. Yeah, as I've mentioned before, I don't. Like, in terms of pure time spent on the campaigns, we're already at hundreds of hours on average. So I don't think it's going to be... Currently, I'm not planning to add, like, thousands of hours of campaigns every single season. But especially late game, I think we can give players a little bit more of a, something that rounds off the whole experience. I don't want to spoil too much right now, but I'm working on something, or team and I were working on something that is, like, sort of like a little bit of an end goal for the grind heads out there. That's one sort of other thing that campaigns can fulfill really well that they're not at the moment. And also for, I don't know how much of this is public knowledge yet, so I don't want to spoil too much, but for the end of our current season, we might also work on some extra content there.
That's
I don't know how much we...
Nothing yet. However,
can I leak, please? Please let me leak. No. Okay.
I don't mind.
I'll leak on
I
Twitter.
mean, Flo, you're the community lead. You can make the call here.
Time for a community leak.
Well, I mean, like the one thing that we can say is actually, compared to the last end of season event, a lot of things change.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And a lot of things actually also change based on feedback that you folks gave.
Yeah. I mean,
which is great.
The community has been super awesome and vocal about their feedback for the last community event. I really don't know how much we've told them about the upcoming one.
Nothing yet. Not at all.
I mean,
so,
if there even is a wipe event. Like even if we do something like that, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, all I'm trying to say is like we heard all of the feedback and we are acting on it. That's all I
Yep.
can say.
That was like really cool stuff. The meetings about that were pretty cool. Community being a part of these meetings and also like bringing your voice into these meetings was pretty nice.
You're welcome.
And yeah, I really like that collaboration that we have going on in our company. It's really fun, and it's also really cool to see like all the ideas bouncing around for that, and we can talk about that thing like that for hours now, and everybody will just be like, "Oh, when can we play it?"
I suppose, can we talk about like our key learnings without leaking anything?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the main complaints for the last we can talk about the main complaints about that I received from community and that I heard from community. One of which was that the ways to get like the event items, it kind of forced you into certain objectives too much. You know, if doing meteors is just not your thing, then it sucks to have to do that again and again for like entire days. That was one big thing, so that's also something that we're gonna be a bit more just like, you know, allow for a little bit more like just play the event, just go out there, have fun, do whatever the fuck you want, and you'll earn event progress in some way. And the other thing was that was a little bit too omnipresent, like as in you played the what was it called, the Cataclysm event.
Yep.
But if you just weren't in the mood for like storm and lightning and well, of crap, right? So we also heard that, and we are also improving it a lot on that front.
Yeah, so actually one of the changes that I also like the most. The whole thing is like, hey, you don't need to do event stuff when you don't want to.
I did think it was really interesting though during the Cataclysm event how much people learned and their gameplay evolved to like survive in the storm. Like people were working out how to track people with lightning, and that persisted through to season 2. Like,
yeah, I think the storm is one of those features. Like it works fine. There's nothing wrong with the storm per se, but the storm annoys me from a design perspective a lot because I feel like it's one of the features with the most untapped potential in our game. Like if you think about what the storm could be in our game, I think it's one of the areas where we can do the coolest, like really unusual stuff. Like whatever, this area becomes a radiation zone for the next 10 minutes, and you need whatever radiation gear to go in there, and there's like extra cool plutonium item in there that you can, I don't know, stuff like that. Or it makes the creatures stronger over here, or you're like, I don't know, wherever lightning strikes, there's a chance over there that it leaves behind crystals that you can pick up. I don't know. We can do so much cool stuff, and currently we don't yet, but we definitely will.
What about leaflings getting aggressive during the storm?
Oh, they turn into crushers.
That's
how they evolve.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry.
Alpha crushers.
so obvious. The thing
That
on
right evac ship for some reason.
You enter the evac ship and the pilot turns
Pulls you
around.
back down.
The pilot turns around and it's just an alpha crusher.
The mirror thing. Like in the mirror, you see the eyes of a crusher, and it's like, where do you want to go? Well, top shit. We're going back.
That would be the great.
Into the crusher cave.
All right, let's do it. That's the theme of season 4.
Yes.
I found it.
Crushers now block evac. That's great.
Cycle
pull it
Frontier
back down.
season 4.
I think we need that. There's like a 1 in 1,000 chance that you're like
Crushing it.
safely on the evac ship, and all of a sudden your evac ship gets pulled back down by an alpha crusher, and you just die. Why? Because we can.
Yes. And this is why I also like chat writes a lot, like they love you already.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing new, right?
Because I love just messing with them. Best part of being a game designer.
Oh, that's an interesting idea, actually. Make a gun that can only use energy from lightning.
What I do really like is the idea of having, I think we already started going down that route a little bit, but I think we could more, is having like storm perks. So I think through the Forge you can, if I remember correctly, I didn't work on the perk system. I was in charge of the Forge, but not the the whole rolling perks thing.
Mhm.
It was done by someone smarter than me. And I think we have perks that are like, oh, during storm you get blah, blah, blah. I think that's super cool. Like if I imagine just, I don't know, putting a mod into my armor or into my helmet or something, or even just using a helmet that during storm makes my jumps higher or some stuff like that. I don't know why a helmet would do that, but because we say so, I think that would be really cool. Yeah. Essentially, like something that powers you up during storm. That would be
Supercharged.
So shall we like? I see a couple of times now people talking about new PvE when asking you, Mando. Should we touch on that?
I mean, that's public knowledge, no? The
Yeah,
powder?
yeah, it is.
Ah,
Yeah.
do the honors.
Yeah, so with the introduction of season 3, season
Yeah.
3 is coming. With the introduction
year
of
is it?
season 3, we are adding a new creature to Fortuna, which is going to be a sort of roaming mini boss. And I think the most interesting part about this creature is not so much when you're like tasked to kill it or you're looking for it. I think the most interesting part is when what I mentioned earlier, like you just have a mission that's like go to science campus and pick up a thing or whatever, and you're not actually even thinking about powder, and all of a sudden you arrive at science campus and you hear just a flapping of wings because it's a flying mini boss, right? It's like a big, ugly sci-fi moth.
They should be able to see a picture of it right now. So
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the one from the Dev Day video. So
Also, I don't know how much I can talk about this. I don't know how much we want to go into detail, but there are things in the foreground that have been deliberately put in the foreground. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's very well put. That's
Oh, yeah.
very well put. Indeed.
And a bunch of things also that gonna change are in line with what we often heard in the recent days and weeks, where players were like, "Hey, please don't bring out map 4 in season 3. Can you change some stuff on the old maps?"
Oh yeah, I agree with that sentiment. I think, honestly, I think in terms of pure, and this is just my personal opinion, maybe other designers will disagree on the cycle, but
He will have a
Disclaimer.
very strongly worded email coming towards him.
no, I actually think most designers on the team will agree with me. It's just something that it's not an official statement as a company. It's just me. I think in terms of pure content, in a lot of areas, we're already doing fine for like a game that's so young. Like quantity of maps, you know, I don't think that's the main issue. I think in a lot of ways we can just improve the quality of things, and the depth of our combat and the depth of the way you tinker with your loadouts and blah 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 and all of that, our movement, level design, a lot of things.
From community perspective, looking at it like that, this is also one of the things that we definitely need to keep in mind, is that we are a very young game, and a lot of games that sort of are going into our direction are out there for such a long time already.
Yeah.
And this is basically what we also want to achieve, right? So it's like we're here to stay. We constantly improve on things. We constantly do stuff that's good for you, or that's like according to our vision in that sense.
Yeah.
And
I mean, we're just getting started. That's all I can say. The cycle is, to me, very clearly, and I'm not just saying that as like a marketing sentence or whatever. It's like, to me, cycle is
Rumble doesn't do marketing.
No.
I don't give a shit about marketing. It's like the cycle is like very much in its infancy.
Yeah.
It's like in a lot of areas in the design department, we're only matchmaking stuff that is fundamental. You know, we're still figuring out what's the best way to give you exactly the experience that we want to give you. But yeah, I'm pretty optimistic about it in the long run.
Yeah, we're definitely in a strong position to start like
Do anything
building on
with
all the
this
stuff
game.
we've got.
Yeah.
Like,
Anything.
sci-fi.
We're not even bound by like realism. It just needs to be believable. So we can do like underwater map. There you go.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Well,
Zero gravity.
oh my god,
we
no.
we mentioned that we didn't want to talk about season 10 today.
Sorry?
We didn't want to talk about season 10 today.
Today we're announcing season 17.
And the third movie.
That's a request I see sometimes though, is about
Movie?
publicizing the roadmap a little bit more. Is
Oh.
that something you're looking at doing?
Well, we have this like season 2 and beyond post on the website, but we are also working on a more up-to-date version of like sort of proper roadmap that gives a better insight of like things that also change, because of course everybody knows like the team is not super massive and we can't throw 100 people at any given thing. It's more or less like, okay, pick exactly what fights we want to choose in that sense, right? What bets we want to take, what will be the best for the game. And that's why we need to update that, and then we can throw it out. I think it's planned for someone in January, February.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, I mean, obviously the changes
Yeah.
come. Like, I mean, we look at season 1, for example, at the start of season 1, we did not realize how much we'd be pivoting to focus on solving the cheater problem, which I think we did amazingly. But
Yeah,
obviously
it's one of the
changes
one of the biggest feedback areas that we receive as community managers. Like, hey, like even today there was like a huge chain in Discord where people were like, hey, it's absolutely a non-issue anymore. We know that it's still an issue for the not shielded part of the player base. And that's why like Toast and the anti-cheat team that do an amazing job on that are super hard at work for like figuring out, okay, what can they do to improve that situation as well.
A toast to toast.
we need to get Rumble off screen immediately.
I can leave.
So, season 3.
Yes.
I know we've talked about the Howler already, but how far, like, without obviously leaking and talking about a load of other stuff that hasn't been revealed yet, like how far away, like, are we still working on like development? Are we still planning? What's going on, Rumble, in your department?
So I can only speak for my own stuff. I'm doing a lot of improvements to campaigns, and I think I've mentioned this on another interview. But what I'm doing right now and what I want to essentially just keep up every season is specifically the missions that the general player base, not individuals, but like the broad mass of players, missions that they complain the most about and that are perceived as the most annoying. I want to replace specifically those by particularly cool missions. So I want essentially, I know it sounds super dumb and stupid, but essentially I want players that come back in season 3 to play. They're gonna have to play through essentially the same campaigns already anyway. So I think the more we can just make this nicer for them every time they do it, and just new rewards, little new objectives here and there, like mix things up a little bit, and also add systemic stuff to the mix, like the Howler, the better. And I really want players to have the experience of like, oh, I'm gonna have to stash grenades in Swamp again for the audio decoys, but like this next season, that mission specifically is going to be replaced by, oh, you need to find the plans for the audio decoys in like in a specific locations, and it's a new mission item, and it's a little bit sexier.
Yeah.
So that's the gist of what I'm doing right now.
Sounds awesome.
And in addition to that, also, like, of course, campaigns need to support any new like content that we add. So there's going to be Howler missions, and Osiris is going to have their own little Howler quest line, because Osiris cares the most about like the ecosystem on Fortuna.
Of course.
So they have their like their little Howler quest line and new mission items and new rewards and stuff.
Do you ever take inspiration for like the campaigns and missions from like I've seen streamers who like set their own challenges or try and do speed runs and stuff like that. Like they use hardcore mode or speed running dungeons. Have you ever thought about doing like some campaigns that are based on those sorts of things?
So one thing that it's not coming in season 3, but one thing that I really like, for example, that I've seen some streamers do, is within one match. I don't know if you remember the legendary Sun God 100 kills, like, who was it, Spud Hunter?
That was Spud Hunter, yeah.
Like that kind of stuff. You need to be careful with it, because in our game, you can be chased by other players at any time. So if then they mess up your like within one match, you've been on Fortuna for 45 minutes, and you just need like 5 more Strider kills to finish that whole thing, and then you get killed, jumped by another player. That can be super frustrating. So I'm going to be careful about it, but in the season 4, I'm probably going to add something like do X within one match, which is cool. Yeah, that's nice. Apart from that, I think most of the inspiration that I take I watch people play a lot. Probably too much. Probably spend too much time doing that. But the main inspiration that comes from that, or the main value that I get from that, is just knowing what people enjoy and what they don't enjoy about the game. And sometimes it's tricky, like, I don't know, my favorite example is dead drops. Dead drops are like very often disliked by a lot of people, but for the right reasons. It's like too tense, it's like you have to bring the investment, you have to risk something, which is the point of our game,
Yeah.
So you don't want to frustrate people, but getting sweaty hands and clenching your butt a little bit, that's like part of what we want to do. So we need a little bit of that. So, but yeah, it's just watching people play is super important for just understanding who you're making the game for and what they're going to enjoy and what they won't enjoy.
Rumble clenching butts since June 2020.
Hell yeah.
I see people asking about like solos, duos and stuff. Is that kind of tackled by the new matchmaking, do you think?
Well, we actually communicated quite openly about that, right? So, for example, if you're in shielded matchmaking on Bright Sands, you as a solo, you only play with solos, duos, trios. In the other two maps, so in Crescent Falls and in Tharris Island, you have the bucket system again. And it also explains on the website, on the patch notes 2.6, I think it was, it explains exactly how they work. So yes, you still meet, as a solo, you can still meet duos. As a duo, you can still meet trios and all these kind of things. Because so far, it's not... well, it's basically it's part of the game in that sense, right? It's like part of what you can do on the planet, and also it's part of epic moments, because if you as a solo player form a duo,
Also uncertainty, right?
holy freaking shit, yeah, exactly, it's
It's like
uncertain.
you kill someone.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't experience that, but let's imagine you kill someone, not me. But like, and then the moment of like, did you have a friend with him?
Yeah.
I think that's a
Yeah.
super important.
The tricks that it does with your mind as well is also just like, okay, you heard a sound, you saw a person, is that person alone, yes or no? And suddenly it's a survival horror game. I experienced it also in other shooter games that I played, also in very competitive shooter games, where I'm just like, oh no, I heard a sound, but was it one pair of footsteps or was it two? Shit. And
Or was it a four-legged player?
yes, it's called Jeff.
Centaur
So
Vanity? Maybe
I
we
mean,
ask Nez about Centaur Vanity later?
Central
About
Vanity.
centaurs.
Ooh. I mean, I had a moment in another game in Cycle that didn't happen yet, where I threw my mouse at my screen just because I was jumping in my seat because there was two players coming around the corner instead of one.
Yes, that sounds like healthy consumption.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, it's like yeah, that's fun stuff. Yeah. No, and I think it's like it's like an important part of the game as well. And it also, for me, it's always like the sense of like mastery. You know,
Oh yeah.
you can play Bright Sands now, which I think was a very important step, especially for new players. You can play Bright Sands now on your terms to master the game until you feel comfortable when it comes to progression in the campaigns, for example, to go to the other maps and just become the Giga Chad that you always wanted to be.
I mean, one of the main skill components of being good at the cycle is managing risk, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a
Yeah.
pretty cool aspect of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I see people asking as well about like plans for tournaments and things like that. Maybe something I can touch on a little. Plans, yes. And anything coming soon, no. But what's really exciting for me is working closer with people like Nez, and also with people like Mando, not Mando directly because he mostly does campaigns, but
Ew.
people like Mando. And we're sort of like making it the systems better to enable us to support people doing that kind of stuff. And also maybe there'll be more stuff in the future as well. As much as you get out of me. Keycards and exotic keycards from Doge 6262.
There's one thing when it comes to keycards that I would love to see. It would be a keycard ring.
I don't understand the question. Yes, we have
Yes.
keycards.
No, I guess it's like what we often hear is like about the amount of uses it has and the space it takes away, and to give them to make a bunch of the loot rooms more rewarding. But what I really would love to see is key rings for the keycards.
Like cosmetic for keycards?
No. Basically, all the keycards are basically
Oh.
put into a field where it's like, hey, this is your key ring, and it's
Yeah.
not taking away inventory space.
Yeah, I've been thinking about like the inventory a little bit as well. Like another context in which we talk about that is
Leak.
No, nothing planned,
Oh.
but like I would like an extra little compartment in your inventory that is for mission items, for example.
Yeah.
And you just don't lose those if you die or whatever.
Yeah, that would be
Just to
great.
make it a bit more chill, like
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
easy mode.
Keycard compartment.
But-
Then wow, what would be cool as well in the inventory is like consumables part.
Yeah, or like splitting throwables and consumables. That's another thing that I think we're gonna just nowhere near done there.
There's another keycard related question about the question mark keycards, and I guess about the like the areas which are currently still like behind doors that have never been opened, like the mine, for example.
I don't know. I think I have an
Tsuji.
a long time ago. I don't know if that's true, but a long time ago, I think we just put one of those doors in to hide an area that just wasn't done yet, to make it at least mysterious. You know?
Yeah, and I think there was also the part that was still from the quest from the old version of the game that is also like walled off with a door, where players often send a screenshot like, "What's behind the door?" You don't want to know. It's like destroying Fortuna.
Yeah, I think sometimes game design is just about creating the right questions in the player's mind.
Yeah. And the one thing that always
Just confusion.
yes, exactly,
Sprinkle
because
confusion.
what I always love to see, and what happened for quite some time, is basically players making their own theories about certain things, and this is like one of the coolest things that can happen, because no matter what, if there's cool stuff in Discord, on social media, whatever, we have a specific channel in our like internal communication that we always share that stuff with, and then basically people talk about it or like really appreciate what you folks do out there. So for a longer time, we had a prospector that actually drew a some kind of diary about the stuff that she found on the planet. And it was like, with the drawings, and then like handwritten stuff about these items and so on, and it was super cool. And that stuff is really, really appreciated. And we also put some stuff from Prospectors actually in the game. Not only the contest winners from the beta, but there was also something else from Tikuna's kid, I think. And team is actually working right now on bringing the names of the dungeon first into the game, into the dungeon, I think, onto the wall. So yeah, like all that stuff is super appreciated. And if there's cool stuff, the team is always eager to jump on it and do silly crap with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And just going back to tournaments for a second as well, I wanted to give a quick shout out to Vasco, actually. Again, we've mentioned Vasco too much, actually. Maybe we shouldn't shout you out, but there is a command. If someone
we mentioned Vasco's mom.
Oh, that's true.
Shout out to Vasco's mom.
Shout out to Vasco's mom. But if someone, if a mod specifically, if Kev or Justin are listening, if they could do ! Shout out Vasco. Because he did exactly that kind of bingo style tournament recently, and it went really well.
And this actually gives me a great idea that we maybe can pick up, because like having a bingo event on our own in the game, that would be pretty great.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
like I'll send you a link.
What are we, 80 years old?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let's do it.
Have you been to bingo? It's so much fun.
That's actually true, yeah. But yeah, like stuff like this is like also when I play mobile games, for example, that's always the stuff where I'm like, oh freaking hell yeah, they have a new bingo event. Because it works and the rewards are mostly pretty cool.
We're such nerds.
That's the best part about this holiday stream is basically just a bunch of nerds sitting on a couch talking about stuff they love and the game they work on that they love.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just trying to think of, is there anything else cool that's coming with season 3 that I can talk about?
Well, I mean, you are Mr. Keycards at the minute. We've got so many questions about keycards.
I don't know shit about keycards. I know how to use them on a door as far as it goes. No, that's not true. Some of them I added as like campaign rewards, but that's it, pretty much it. Apart from that, it's all tuning, guys. We won't get keycard rooms like the loot inside perfect in proportion to the amount of uses and blah blah blah. Sorry, just keep giving us feedback. We'll improve it and it'll be awesome. Trust me. Rumble promise.
Rumble promise. Rumble Rock. I think if you actually find Rumble Rock in the game, then you get a reward.
Rumble Rock keychain.
Yes. Quest chain.
Gun charm.
No, yeah, and we need a Rumble Rock quest chain that actually like talks about the mysteries and secrets of Rumble Rock. And if you manage to finish the quest line, you get a keychain, like a weapon charm.
How about we don't do that?
But it's cool.
I'm pretty sure that idea just evolved from here now. I'm not sure if this is a promise, but Nez is in the room, so it could happen.
Yes. I see someone taking notes. No, but
let's do it.
Season 3. I mean, like what Dan touched on as well is like the free loadout runs.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. As a hunt player, I'm a big fan of that. Obviously, I don't know how much we've told people, but it's
very minimal.
Very
minimal.
Yeah. So last time we talked about it, I don't know if this is still the case, but I think it's based on a token system. So whenever you have like tokens similar to insurance, you get a random poopy loadout. and you can drop down with that. And if you survive, then you get to keep that stuff, which is cool because it allows people to like. There's still a certain degree of tension. You know, like I would be against you just never losing your stuff, like having free insurance forever or whatever. I would be against something like that, but I think free loadouts are kind of cool because, you know, it's just the baseline investment. You can still come across a gyroscope or whatever on Fortuna or something that you really, really want, and you're still scared of losing that. So as long as that tension is still there, and you have enough of these cool jackpot moments on Fortuna, I'm really happy about that feature. I think it's going to work wonders.
Yeah, absolutely. I am pretty much in love with it already. My favorite version of it would have been if every prospector gets their own cobot and you send your cobot down as your free loadout mission. And then it also explains why you can't use it all the time because you need to repair it afterwards.
Yeah, that's another one of those conversations where you had like in the design department a lot of ideas being thrown around, and then like, okay, now that all the ideas are out of the way, how do we actually make this feasible within the time frame?
Yeah.
Are you all done? Can we?
You know, that's always the good part working in communities where it's like throwing stuff at the wall. It's like, yeah, look how cool that is. Yes, but
yeah, it's like I need like the designers and the coders need to actually build this so easily. I'm excited about this feature.
Yeah,
But saying that,
really cool.
we do see you a lot actually in the community rumble, like asking questions in the suggestions tabs and stuff. I've seen you at least in a couple of places, so we do listen.
Mostly
to that
Twitch
stuff.
chats, yeah.
Yeah, and Twitch chats, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the cool thing about that is Rumble is also pretty loved by the community just because the way Rumble is.
Overrated.
Clip that, please. No, I mean, like the way you interact with people is very like honest and open, and this is like super appreciated by community and players, right? It's like that's pretty much one of our strengths, I think, that we and we saw that in chat already today. A lot of times mentioned is like, oh, we folks are such a cool team in that sense, just because we communicate so much with players. We're so open with things. We admit when we screw things up, which is also like a good thing because it's not we don't do it just because like we have to say it, because we do it because we mean it.
Although I agree, but once or twice I've done it where someone had given me feedback in such a toxic and non-usable way in a Twitch chat somewhere that I answered with like corporate speech. It's fucking hilarious. Just being like, we've received your complaint and we'll noted. So good. Just someone being in a Twitch chat just like, your game sucks, and you're like, we've received your complaint and
Well, yeah.
note it down.
And this is
But
how
I
it should
agree,
be.
I
Yeah.
agree. Just give me a giggle.
No, but this is also why I appreciate you so much. Station is mentioned, and I think that's also something that we're gonna tackle for season 3 because that was mentioned in the video from Dan as well, in the update video. So some changes to the station, I think, to make it a bit more
Cool.
cool, easier to use, right? If I remember correctly.
So I have nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
But I don't work on that at all. But from what I gather, it's going to be two things. One is like some gameplay feedback that we've received is like it's annoying to run between the faction HQs and blah blah blah. And another thing is just improving the mood of the station to make it a little bit more fitting with just the overall mood of the game, like.
Yeah.
And also make it feel more alive, because I do think that the station is quite empty. It's empty. And since we have all the quick functionality on the tab menu, people just stand around like mannequins. Sometimes it's a bit creepy, I'm not gonna lie.
When you think about it, it's probably one of the parts of the games that's changed the least from like first beta all the way through.
It's not crucial, that's
like,
the thing.
Yeah, like the maps change because we're like, oh, the movement's changed a little bit. We've modified the aiming in the air or whatever. We need to.
Yeah. One of the things that for me was always the things like I would love to have a quick loadout button, right? So last loadout that I had, quick purchase, and being able to visit the faction leaders just by the menu. It's like it takes so much time, and I can get down to Fortuna much faster.
See, I'm one of them people that walks everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm in for the immersion between things. I'm like, well, I could drop in 20 seconds.
We just need those airport flat escalators. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The things that you
Travelators.
Yes.
Yeah.
This.
Fun fact: I used to build stuff for those. That was one of my first jobs.
Such a weird person.
Yeah,
Everything we talk about, he's like, yeah, I used to do that for a living.
it's true. Yeah.
Let us
I did
drink
do
in the
a lot.
bar like Deep Rock Galactic.
Oh my god, yes! Yes! With like,
And immediately we bump up the age rating.
yeah, no, like, we could shoot people's face off, but drinking a beer at the space bar is.
Hello, Australia.
So, we're probably getting towards the end of the segment. I know,
Yes.
I know that Rumble has a date tonight. So, we
So
need
first
to-
you dox me.
Oh, that's why you wear the Santa.
Yeah, that's why. That's what the date is. That's you just delivering
Where's my bag of presents?
Oh, no. No.
So, yeah, we're going to come away, and next up, we will be talking about the creator program. But before we do, let's take a moment to go through first of all the event we have running at the moment, the Frosty Frontier Fest 2022 Holiday Monster Bash, where the community has been set challenges to earn rewards. You have to kill basically everything in the game, as I understand it: Striders, Rattlers, Jeffs, Crushers, Ticks, everything that is killable. And there is a set number for the community to achieve together. For Striders, it's 3 million. But for the others, if you want to find out more details, use !Frosty Fest, and you can find all the details there. The rewards for completing said things are a can I remember the advocate weapon skin, which is like a present skin, and also a gingerbread rattler charm to go on said guns. So yeah, those will be delivered in January. The event is running, I think, until the 5th of January. Yep, thank you. So we have until then to just kill as many things as possible. Also, today we sent out an email containing codes for you to redeem in game. A number of codes, one for yourself, one and a couple for your friends. These will also get you winter in-game items that you can redeem today. Only redeem one. If you redeem more than one, unfortunately, it will become unusable and you won't get any extra benefit. So redeem one, give two away. And I see Kev popping some codes in the chat as well. I don't even know we had codes. I don't know where Kev's getting these codes from. I told Rumble we couldn't give codes out. So I don't know. GG Kev, I guess. And as always, check out all of our socials, everyone. Twitter, Discord, Reddit, and Instagram. I'm waving goodbye to Rumble. Everyone in chat, if we could just have some waves, please. Waves for Rumble as they leave. So, yeah, joining me for this next session is our wonderful Feralulu again. Just for us this time. So yeah, we're going to give you a little bit of an update about the creator program. So there are some changes being implemented today, actually, after the stream. I'm going to be going and starting to invite some of the first waves. Essentially, these changes are coming to kind of acknowledge some of the I don't want to say issues. I want to say like the challenges with the old one. The campaign, the creator program was very successful to begin with in season 1. We gained a bunch of people, and it very quickly became a full-time job, I think, to manage it all. And it also became quite hard to give reasonable rewards with reasonable exclusivity with the number of partners and affiliates that we had. So we're revamping the program. The first thing that we'll be changing is the names. We're going to change those so that they're not quite so twitchy. They'll instead be Fortuna's Favored and Badham's Finest. And these new roles will be reset each month to keep the program full of active creators who are actively creating content and also enable us to create more incentives and do more events and those sorts of things. The first of which will be our HyperX competition. Yep, this month, people who are entered into the Fortuna's Favored can have a chance to win a headset and a mic. It is the HyperX Quadcast S in white microphone and the HyperX Cloud Alpha S in blue headset. These have been graciously donated by HyperX, who are sponsoring the giveaway. These are just kind of trial giveaways these first couple of months. We're really gearing up to start running the creator program in full to align with season 3. And never fear, there will be lots of familiar faces coming back into the program. I see a lot of people in chat today. I'm not going to say, yeah, you're definitely in, anyone in particular, but I see faces in here today that maybe have been worrying and needn't. We'll be doing right by people, and the community team has been helping me massively with this as well.
Not me.
Not
I was too busy with that
not
stuff.
for Alice specifically. In fact, the people who are helping me are still helping me right now.
Yes.
They're currently working away on helping me get it all set up to click a button after the stream. Check and click a button. So, but yeah, no, we were actually planning to do this a little bit earlier, but I fell ill. Which backed up all the plans.
And stuff like this always can happen, right? Especially when you're in a situation that you're the person working on it, with reinforcements coming in January.
That's true.
And then nobody really from our side, from community team, being able to take over that responsibility, just because there's so much stuff behind that, and it's your baby in that sense that. Yes, we could have helped with some stuff, which is what we're doing right now, but kicking it off is simply something that needs to be done by the person in charge.
Absolutely. And yeah, I see people saying do right by the underrated streamers, and that's entirely our intention. So, for example, we can put 2 links in chat as well. I think it's exclamation mark creator or creators. I can't remember which one I did now, but one of those will bring up information about the creator program, and you can apply right now. If you apply tonight, we're planning on doing a last pass tomorrow to get in the final creators into those 2 categories, into the Fortuna's Favored and Badham's Finest, ready for the break. How do you enter the competition? Fortuna's Favored applicants who are successful are automatically entered in. If someone puts exclamation mark HyperX in the chat, that will bring up a link to the terms and conditions, which is, and the application form again as well. What else do we get with this new thing? So we've talked about the competition, but there's a bunch of other stuff as well. We can do more rewards with in-game. The new forms make sure that we are able to, first of all, contact all of our creators. We had a bit of a job where, like, as some of the creators who are in here who know, there was some that would like watch the private channel, others I'd have to DM, others I'd have to email, some I'd have to go through like Twitter and stuff. So it kind of brings it all together to make it a little bit more manageable on our side, and also enables us to do more things as well, like exclusive Twitch drops. One of the things that we want to do is give more Twitch drops away during the season. So far we've done a lot of drops at the start of the season, and that's been great. It's given us a nice boost at the start of the season, but we'd also like to highlight people who are like creating good content and referring people as well. That's another thing that will be coming with the new program updates, is referral links, so that we can see how many people are coming to the game through our creators, and we will be rewarding those as well with in-game currency, the Aurum. Fortuna's Favored people specifically will also be rewarded for Watchtowers. Watchtowers will also be rewarded with tiered Aurum, and there will be a bunch more competitions as well. One of the reasons that I'm working so closely with the other teams at the minute is because we're really systemizing the, like, how do we plan when to give and what, and that again is something that we can discuss more with Nez later.
See, I told you, like, the whole stream is like,
Yeah,
nah.
we should have had Nez in your seat for the whole stream, actually.
Yeah, next time.
Next time. next time. So yeah, you see Perala's just nodding.
Well,
Yep.
Justin says we should do a NES stream. I'll bring my NES and we play NES with NES.
Ah, well, I mean, that might not be so
Yeah, right.
far-fetched.
Oh, true. With all
Yeah.
the new stuff that we're working on, that's
Yeah,
actually something
'cause-
that we definitely can do.
Another thing that we're working on as well is making our stream schedule more regular for the new year. So we'll be
Yep.
doing more content more often. For example, the winners of the competition will be announced in a stream as well, and doing a lot more streams throughout the months.
Do we want to tease stuff about that already?
Well, I know that there will likely be sessions where we play the game, and I feel like that might have something to do with the Fortuna's Favored. I'm not sure if we can tease the other idea yet because we need to...
I mean, you already sort of mentioned it. Right?
Well,
So,
yeah, I mean, maybe some people can put that together, but yeah, there's something else that's a fun idea. Maybe we can do it, maybe we can't. So Nesception stream, I like that. Super Nes. How is that not Nes's like company nickname? Super Nes. That's a missed opportunity right there.
the fun thing is actually, we built that up so massively, and then everybody later will just throw questions in chat at NES, and NES will sit here like, oh my god, I want to go home.
Yeah. No, chat wouldn't do that. Chat's nice. They'll look after Nes.
Absolutely. But yeah, a new creator program actually also from community side sounds very good and allows more interactions, basically.
Yeah, well, one of the big complaints actually that we had around season 2 was that the drops just didn't go as well as we planned. Part of the reason for that was because we were trying to make it so that all of the partners could be included in days, but it also meant that we basically sacrificed the exclusivity of drops. And so like the meta, if you will, for streaming became almost running VODs, and that's it just meant that our channel was kind of not doing great for a little while because of that. So these changes will mean that the original style drops, the season 1 style drops, will be coming back. We will be doing the majority exclusive days with limited numbers of creators for the start of season. I mean, the start of season drops. So that's something that I can definitely confirm. And yeah, there'll be a bunch of other stuff as well. A bunch of other stuff with more exclusive drop streams. We'll also be making sure we're doing more with YouTube as well. We've been very Twitch focused, and that remains to be true, partly because the application forms are very heavily skewed towards Twitch. But we'll be doing more with YouTube as well, making sure that YouTube also have ways to be featured. Obviously, YouTube won't have Twitch drops, or maybe YouTube drops or a version of that is something for the future, but it doesn't currently exist. So we'll be doing more with our YouTube creators as well, and that will also be defined. The winners of the competition, for example, there will be 2 winners, and it will be the person with the most watched hours and the person with the highest amount of video views between the 22nd and the 11th of January. So those are you can find that in the terms and conditions and read all that through. But yeah, it's we're making it a little easier for our YouTubers to get rewarded as well as our Twitch streamers, and giving more rewards, more benefits, more easier management from our end, so that we don't have that thing like I know at the beginning of season 2 we had a bunch of applications that unfortunately we just had to prioritize. There were just too many. We just had to prioritize the top 200 or something like that. And as Flo hinted at as well, we do also have the cavalry arriving in January, and that this department will be increasing in size.
Yeah, basically, like, it will double.
Yes, it will go from me
From 1 to 2.
to me and someone else.
Yes. And it's actually going to be pretty cool, right? So more like an additional person with good experiences, like you had good experiences in that field, with additional experiences, and just like having this like opportunity to also work more focused on certain things because another person is taking care of another part of that stuff and so on. That's always very, very important. And I can also see that it's exactly the same in the community team. So when you share responsibilities, or when you put the responsibilities on someone, you always have to keep in mind, okay, who is actually backing that up, right? Who's like being able to support that person or jump in when that person is sick, or on vacation or whatever. So that's always an important part in working in teams, and I think we are in general quite good at that in the company and at Jaeger and in general, because it's not by far not the first gaming company that I've worked in. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And a huge shout out as well to Kevin, Justin, and Toast, who have been kind of helping me get along, helping me with the communications and that sort of thing, so I can kind of, especially with me being out sick for a little while, the virus finally got me. I've avoided it this whole time, and it finally got me. So yeah, huge shout out to them for helping me out with like the communications and the planning. And like right now, I know Justin and Kev are like working on the applications behind the scenes while I sit and look pretty. So huge shout out to them. The support
While moderating.
while moderating as well. While moderating.
Yes.
Pretty much all the channels as well. So
Absolutely. Backpack and pickaxe skins, just to throw it in because I saw it pop up so often right now.
yeah.
Backpack, not sure. Pickaxe is something I think that was looked at several times already, but I'm not sure. Ness is nodding. So just Ness. Yeah, Ness.
Yeah, we'll ask Nez. Save these asset questions for Nez. We'll have so many. It turns out that the Nez's section of the stream is going to be the longest.
Yes, so we just need to like plan into the streaming schedule, into the streaming schedule.
We can do a
Nez
streaming
streams.
schedule as well.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
not very good at it, but
So when it comes to the competition, the HyperX stuff, it's super cool that we get that, because I also know from experience that their stuff is really nice. And what's interesting, I think, about the competition is also that it can help you as a creator if you, for example, are a creator that just relies on your headset mic, for example, but still do cool content, to just bring your stream onto the next level, right?
absolutely,
So that's quite nice.
absolutely, and yeah, exactly that as well. And also the way that we're structuring it as well is to try and keep the playing field level, because obviously it is a skill-based competition, like with viewership being the acquiring viewership being the skill. So to try and help balance the field a little bit, we'll be trying to give our spotlight streams to people who are the best at making referrals, so that we kind of mix it up a little bit. So because we tend to find when we look at the statistics that smaller streamers get more referrals because they tend to have tighter knit communities, so more people more likely to click a link for them. So yeah, we're looking to kind of try and balance it out a little bit that way. And yeah, we do fully intend to do right by our streamers. We won't be leaving anyone in the mud. Just be active. That's the only thing.
Just in
be
the
active.
foam.
Yeah, in the foam. Yeah. That's the only thing, because I know one of the I guess one of the conflicting points that we saw a couple of times was you know, we shouldn't get rid of creators, but at the same time people were like, there's so many inactive people here, and it's like, well, we can't do both. So yeah, it's super exciting. So yeah, we're looking to get those dedicated creators back in again, those people that are active, and we're going to do right by them 100%. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually really looking forward to it. It's going to enable us to do a lot more with our creators.
Yeah. I think what also helps us with that, right, is the way now that we have this code function in the game, that we can create codes for us, but maybe also for creators.
Well, yeah. So at the moment, as I understand it, we're developing this code system ourselves. So at the moment, it's kind of the basic version for the Christmas event. But hopefully down the line, we'll be able to find a lot more alternate usage for it. And we won't say any more than that. I'm sure you can put together what we're hinting at. I'm not going to commit to it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, there's good stuff coming, because it's not only useful for that, it's also useful for community team, for doing giveaways in Discord, on Reddit, and whatever. And everything can be much like as a carrot on the stick, basically. It's like, oh, we need super lots and lots and lots of opinions on a certain topic. let's do a survey, let's give out a code for the survey, for example. So that is really a game changer for us, as well
Absolutely.
as you, as like the marketing team in general, for example.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's definitely, I think, one of our like goals as well, is to make it fun. You know, make it more like I want it to be fun to stream our game, and for it to be like you know, something that is incentivized. You know, something that's like, well, yeah, I'll
Yeah,
stream
and I
because-
mean, like when we look around, right? It's also nothing super unusual. What
Yeah.
it's changed into, it's pretty much something that took some inspiration from other games and how other games do it, just like retuned it to make it work for us.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. There's, I think that's fairly common. We looked at a whole bunch of different creator programs to generate ideas. We still want to support the smaller streamers as well. That's one of the key things. So there are some creator programs out there that are not that way geared, but we're trying to find the right balance to, and that's all it'll be at the end of the day. I think these next couple of months, as we're kind of trialing it, we'll be tweaking it and getting the balance right, so that when we hit season 3, we'll have a really strong creator program, really strong rewards. I know Nez will do right by me there, and it'll come right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's
Almost time for me to leave.
almost time for Float.
It's very sad. I enjoy being
You've
here.
been with me on the sofa the whole evening. That's not.
Yeah, but it's a nice sofa.
It is a nice
You
sofa.
picked a very nice and comfy sofa. You picked
do
nice
like that.
colors for the sofa.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's always very fun to watch the chat interact.
Oh yeah, yeah. Chat be wild sometimes, but a lot of the time they're nice enough. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, if there's any last questions targeted towards me, just like shoot now, or basically do it in Discord tomorrow, because then it's time for the holidays. Because as usual, like as a lot of dev teams and dev studios do, office will close down during the holiday period. We will, of course, monitor everything in case stuff breaks to fix it. So that's what we have the so-called on-call shifts for. That is also very common in a lot of games. It's nothing out of the ordinary. But yeah, it's like we keep an eye on Discord as well, and so on and so on. So no worries. And the player support team is still working from our partner, which I'm super thankful for, because looking at all the numbers, it's also really a pleasure to work with them, especially when it comes to the satisfaction of the tickets, because of course that's something that we need to check. And we're really happy with their work. They're really happy working with us and with you folks, because they also had like very nice talks and very nice ideas that they shared from the player support part of the thing with us, which is really good. I saw merch mentioned a bunch of time.
before we go on to merch, though, I'll just address the people who think that us saying the time being done means the stream's ending.
No.
We're not going to do that to you. We
No, it's
haven't
just
even
like-
streamed for 2 hours yet. Like, dangle the sweet tooth
Yes,
melee weapon and then
it's just-
snatch it away.
It's just my time ending before Ness will finally arrive.
Absolutely.
Yeah, merch is something that is being looked into, being worked on. However, there's nothing concrete that we can say about that, because stuff takes time. The contracts take time, looking into certain things, what to sell, what to purchase, where to get it, how to ship it, where to ship it to, and so on. All these kind of things are crazy, even with partners that can
And
help
there's
out with that.
the legality of it all
Yes,
as well.
yes,
that
yes,
always
yes.
creates,
Absolutely, yeah,
like,
yeah.
a lot of work to this. Same reason I'm not making big promises about the season 3 competitions yet.
Oh, yeah.
Because that even just promising stuff could break.
Yeah,
the legal-
it's the same, for
legal-
example, from our side, right? When we talk about like events or event ideas that we have. For example, the community challenge that we do right now, this is something that we can do without requiring engineers in that sense, right? Because we don't need to develop something within the game.
Mhm.
Because, as mentioned, like focus work is season 3. And squeezing stuff in that we throw at them is pretty tricky at times. So that's why we said, okay, what can we do with the community that basically gives them an incentive to play the game and just like get cool stuff for playing the game. And it's also something that I looked at like for other games that I worked on. That was a very common thing that we did, but we also expanded it on, for example, do headshots, do kills on players with weapon X, or do especially like sniper challenges where it's like, okay, you need to do headshots with sniper rifles and all that stuff. And it was always a lot of fun to see basically players collaborating on that and always like pushing themselves also to like get to the rewards, because in the end, like rewards are always like a cool thing. However, it's also like this like community thought of feeling like, hey, we achieved this together as a community, which is always very, very nice. All right.
I've seen a couple of questions as well about console tonight. Do we have any more news about console?
Nothing yet. It's still something that we pretty much would love to do and look into, but nothing that we can
Concrete.
talk about right now. No.
Yeah, nothing to reveal yet. But watch this space. There'll be news soon. It's not something that'll just go away. There'll be
Yeah,
news about it
absolutely.
at some point.
All right. So
recap time. Where should we start? I'll start with the sales. If you head over to EGS and Steam right now, you will find 25% off on our Primetime bundle, where you can find the Primetime character and a bunch of her vanity items. You can also find all of our starter packs with the 25% off. All of the starter packs from the, I think, Nez will join us in a minute to help us with the names of the starter packs, but I'm pretty sure it's everything from Specialist through to Elite, or maybe even the one that's smaller than that. What else have we got? The newsletter. Today we have started to send out our codes for the Frosty Frontier Fest 2022 Holiday Monster Bash event. So you should be able to find those already. If you haven't signed up to the newsletter yet, it is not too late. Someone stick !newsletter in the chat for me, and you can go and sign up to it now so you don't miss out on any future events or special code giveaways or news that's coming your way. What else do we have? We have socials, of course. Go and check out the socials. And also to recap about the creator program, there is a big revamp coming. It's going to enable us to do more stuff, more rewards, more benefits. We have a competition that will be running from today until the 11th of January for all Fortuna's favored successful applicants. Someone puts HyperX in chat, you will find details about the competition. And if you put creator in chat, you will see all about our creator program and how to apply. And if you apply today, then there is a good chance that your application will be processed before tomorrow. So get it in there. If it goes after tomorrow, you won't be done till January. What do you get for being a part of the creator programs over the holiday? The first thing will, of course, be entry into this competition, but also we'll be giving out some extra Frosty Frontier Fest codes for our creators to use in their communities as well. So go and check it out. Hang on a minute. Sales, newsletter, socials, creator program. Okay, I think we're ready to say hi to Nez and Toast. I think we did everything. So, hey, Nez, as if we need to introduce you by this point, we've been talking about you all evening.
Finally, I'm on the couch, but coach, you did it the same way, right? Couch. But I want to give some like behind the scenes to the people. So first of all, we talked about being natural, right? That you're not gonna reveal that I bribed you with the drops to be here. You've overdone it, but it's okay. Whereas in reality, I've been sitting on a stool for like hours and waiting.
It's sitting in our corner.
Yeah.
Oh, you're literally on a stool as well. I should have got one of the nice chairs out for you.
Nah.
So Nez is our e-com manager. Nez, you tell us, what does e-com mean?
Yeah, I think Flo said it right, like electronic commerce, which mainly involves like virtual sales, I guess, in a simplest way to say. Everything you see in the game. Yeah, exactly. I'm the money maker. That's my purpose, the whole purpose in life. Yeah, it's like everything that we are currently offering in the game, kind of like working with content team, all the other supporting teams to bring it live for you people, and not only for sales, but also helping like Adam and overall community marketing team to also offer you some things as rewards. Not everything is about money. I had to learn about it, but I learned it, so I give away the nice stuff too.
And we've been working even closer together maybe this season, as we've been, one of the things that we specifically have been working together on is like making more of us more of an organized system in how we. So I'm not just running up to Nez like 24 hours before a drops campaign, like Nez, I need some drops, and Nez is like, oh, take this, I don't know, badge here, use this. It's becoming a lot more organized. So we're working together a lot, and Nez will be helping me as well as we create rewards for the creator program.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, no big promises yet, but we can safely say that in-game items will feature.
Yeah, we've been bouncing a lot of ideas together with you. Like, I mean, obviously, yes, no promises, but we're trying to listen the feedback, what you guys like the most, what you want as rewards and stuff. So that's kind of the route we're also taking, like listening and understanding what you would be more happy about and trying to bring that to you.
Mm.
Yeah. One thing I just saw on the questions before like going into more detail, you mentioned about the Steam sales and Epic Store sales, about the bundles, like Primetime, all the bundles that we have in the game. You don't see the bundles discounted on Steam. If you're playing through Steam, you don't see them in the game, but they exist. It's just like a technical thing that we had. So you don't see the discount, but when you click on the purchase button, you're going to be sent it to the overlay, which you will obviously see the discount and purchase it at the discounted price.
Awesome.
Also, someone saw someone ask, which is something I've seen in the community a lot. Why do you guys decide to make a universal skin versus a skin for a single weapon? I know the answer, but I think a lot of players don't know the answer.
Honestly, I think that was a decision made way earlier. Like, actually, maybe it's also going towards a little bit to the vanity rarity that we're trying to establish. So certainly, like, it's a coding, it's easier to produce, and it's probably making people happier if you can apply to all the weapons. But actually, in practice, it doesn't always suit very well. We have so many different weapons and so many different shapes. So that's kind of like faster to produce, perhaps, and kind of to make still everybody happier by like giving it away for all the weapons. Which kind of brings us like, I don't know in the future how the system's gonna look like, but we're now trying to establish kind of like, you also seen in the game that we have some sort of difference in the vanity for now. You'll be more like aware of it in general with season 3, because right now maybe mostly you've seen like gray, green, and blue colors, but that's due to change, because like how we see it is we try to put a little bit more difference in terms of like the production value, which means some of the things are like coatings, but we aim to do more changes in the meshes of the weapons, let's say, or like we want to bring at some point like different animations, like we talked about the inspect and everything. That's another area, right? Like we can do so many stuff, and we want to have that like difference in between different weapon skins, melees, and every type of vanity. So it's like budget friendly to some people, like whatever you want, whatever you can afford, you can get it. And also there are lots of different options for you to customize and speak on your own voice, let's say.
Yeah.
So you're implying that we might be getting like legendary weapon skins, like fancier, not just like 2D overlays, but actual changes to the weapons themselves?
Yeah, that's, I guess, safe to say. I mean, legendary would be the highest one, right? Like, so
Yeah.
not sure. It also takes a lot of effort to produce something like that.
No.
That's why we also kind of wanted to fare with the pricing of them a little bit, with the effort balanced. But yeah, the aim is to bring more changes with the meshes, with hopefully at some point maybe sounds, because like it's a limitless area. You can do everything that you can imagine, but it takes time. It takes some like a lot of figuring out how to pull that off with the whole team, but everybody's doing great on that front. We've been working on with like the art team and the whole actually company to provide some ideas to bring it to the game. But yeah, I think maybe it's time to show some of the new items that we're gonna see.
These are the
Teasers.
What are these items we're going to be
Yeah.
seeing?
Let me
Let me see.
actually see them. All right, yeah, we have the we have one of the weapon skins, which will go in line with one of the characters that we want to bring. I don't want to give too much away. You'll see them, like it's not a coating, it's a skin. It has a bit more elaborate mesh on it. It's not just like only a texture. So we're aiming more towards this direction with many of the vanity that we're preparing. And there will be some like cool characters. Again, not gonna give away too much. But these are
Yeah, there
like,
they are.
I mean, all of them, I obviously like them all, but these are perhaps my favorites. One would be called the Unbound Synth, and the other is Artillery. Besides the name, I don't want to give away too much because like narrative design Alejandro has been producing great story behind all of the characters, so you'll read about them, you'll hear about them. Yeah, these are some examples that will be waiting for you on season 3.
They look incredible.
I think that looks pretty dank.
Yeah.
You see that it's like
The one on the right,
It's
that's gonna be
true.
my
Yeah.
Prospector, 100%. I've been playing with Prime Time till now, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely gonna be mine. How long does it take for these things to go from like the new characters, for example? How long does it take for them to go from like idea to actually into the game?
I mean, if we speak from like the whole production of these characters, we started talking about them like towards the end of season 1. Once we were like kind of comfortable for all the season 2 work, and some part of the content team, art team, and myself, we started to talk about, and like bunch of ideas thrown around. Then you get together, you decide, okay, what type of characters we had so far, and then we want to also be a little bit more like have more variety, have more different type of characters, like female and male bodies, a little bit different. This time we went for like, for example, Artillery, which is kind of a unique female character that we will have in the game. So it starts very early. Maybe it could start even earlier, like ideally, but it takes about like a whole season to start and then bring it to the players' appreciation at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I know chat's bursting with questions as well, but before we get to the
I
questions,
can really see them.
I've seen a couple say that you have a really nice hat.
Hmm?
So a couple have complimented your hat.
I
Nice
do like your hat.
is
Thank you.
so
I went political today. I didn't want to be all winter, a little bit ho ho ho, but also some like tropical vibes.
I see Carnival, one of our creators, like just screaming Vivid Brute at this point. I don't even know what that means, but
Yeah, I'm out of the
yeah.
loop on that too, but everyone is talking about the Vivid Brute. Can you?
what is this? What?
It's
Yeah.
the weapon skin. So one thing though, it takes me some time to connect the names with the IDs because I know all the vanity
Yeah.
with the ID names.
That's
but
how we
not
see most of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like I don't recall immediately what the name is, but I know what they're talking about. It hopefully will be there. I'm keeping it in the pocket for the right times.
Oh.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like I guess that's known from the old cycle, right? Like
Yeah.
could be a good. Obviously, we've been using some like cool stuff that we produced over the time, and they're there. They're gonna be back in the form of like a reward or maybe in the shop. But
I don't remember that skin, but chat seems quite happy about
Yeah.
this.
And yeah, I cry every time was Carnivore who was kind of spamming the question response. So yeah, and I saw someone else as well ask about streamer charms and stuff like that, which we've kind of already touched on because we're
yeah,
we're not going to say exactly what there is, but
yeah. I mean, you're right. We talked about it, and obviously that would be one of the things like I would also really want to support. And maybe I don't know, like if we go even crazier, it could be one of the things that we do with the community together, do with the streamer. Like we also talked about it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It could be very fun to just like sit together, the artist and the streamer, and like design something. But
really unique. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And that reminds me as well. I have it on good authority that Nez is going to provide me the means to give our older creators a legacy vanity item. But to get that vanity item, you have to have applied for one of the new roles. So if you are one of the older creators and you want that vanity item to show it, even if you don't successfully get in or whatever, I mean, I won't make any promises, but if you haven't been streaming, for example, for the last month and you know you won't get in because you don't make the numbers, like send an application in NOA because we'll still give you the legacy stuff. So go sign up. And Bari, I've already seen your application. Definitely, I've seen a couple of people with applications. So like,
Also, what you didn't touch on when talking about the partner program, but I see a misconception a lot with the creators, is that those numbers are guidelines, right?
Yeah.
And they're not hard requirements. So if you don't hit those numbers, it's still worth applying, because we're looking for good creators. So just because you don't hit a certain milestone, if we like your content, if your content's good,
Absolutely.
we want you.
yeah, absolutely. That's very true. They are definitely guidelines, not set in stone goals. So yeah, throw in your application. The main thing I think so far, which has maybe even familiar faces that some of them we've kind of thought, is if they literally haven't created any content for over 30 days, then if that is the case, like I say, if you are a legacy creator, put your application in anyway, because we still have a goodie for you as a thank you for everything so far. But we do want to make sure that our creator program is full of active users.
Yeah, creators who are creating.
Exactly. And if that happens to be the case, and it's not just cycle content either, by the way, for the applications. For the rewards, for like the HyperX thing, it is just cycle content that we'll be looking at. But for example, if you streamed the cycle at the start of season 1 and you've been streaming other games since, throw in an application anyway, because we're still going to look at your hours watched, and as long as you're an active streamer, it doesn't have to be an active cycle player, just an active streamer, then you have a good chance of getting it. So
I also see one more question. I'm sorry for moving away from cosmetics, but TikTok. Do we have anything with TikTok? Do you have any ideas? I know it's not right on the horizon, but
so I believe we already have one TikTok video out.
yeah, we have an official TikTok.
We
Do
do.
we?
I don't have a command for that yet. I don't know if Flo sitting in the corner can make a TikTok command on the fly. He looks panicked. I'm putting him on the spot.
Check on our TikTok name.
Yeah, he needs to go and look up the TikTok name immediately.
But also for but also for TikTok creators, I know we have a few out there. Do you have any ideas for if that might ever be a thing?
So it's an interesting one. It is an interesting one. So I guess one of the reasons that Twitch is as easy to use as it is because the API is quite open. So we can use third-party sites, or we can even generate our own tools to look at the Twitch API and see the data. That's not true for YouTube, for example. They have an agreement with their streamers that they will keep that data private.
Yep.
All their video creators. So it's actually a lot harder to look at YouTube creators and see what they've been up to. You kind of have to go channel by channel. I can't download a spreadsheet of what YouTube's been up to. I love spreadsheets.
I think a lot of us like spreadsheets.
Yeah, well, I do. So yeah, I'm not even I like one of the things that I'll be looking into next year. We'll be looking at the tools available to look at TikTok and sort of see what is going on, and also kind of I've already started getting my head around how the algorithm works as well, so that we can see what is just the algorithm doing algorithm things and what is a creator that is genuinely creating regular content and quite popular. So definitely something that is on the horizon. I've been looking at it for a while now, but definitely also something that's probably not going to be in season 3.
Okay, sorry for the segue.
No, beautiful.
How can people spend money?
That's going to be my next point. So at break time, so we talked about the discounts on bundles, but we also have discounts on in-game shop special offers, where you can purchase via our bunch of cool vanity stuff. Just check out, go in. You're gonna see like the remaining offers for like 3 weeks for the length of the, I guess, the campaign, right? In general. And for that, we have like 4 awesome new, maybe like Christmassy and wintry content. But also we will be keep offering again some of the old like season 1 and like a little bit older characters with some discounts. And besides that, every daily offer has a discount to a certain amount. I don't remember what's the highest, but like just go check it out. All the things that you've been loving, keep buying. I've been checking the numbers, what's liked the most, so I'm just bringing them back with some discounts. And thanks for if you got them like for full price, but for the other ones, they're on discount now. Go check it out. That's how you can spend money, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, like we were just talking in the last group with no, not even the last one, but with Rumble and for Alice about like when we're throwing ideas at the wall, and like I'm just gonna do that to you right now.
Yeah.
What about like wish listing stuff? You see something you want and it's full price, wish listing.
Oh, I saw.
Yeah, that would be cool, actually.
It would be cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like a bribe to me, don't know? Like
Yeah.
how many wish lists?
We put
put
in
on
10%,
discount, or-
25%.
Yeah.
That's what I just thought of that because that's what I do with my Steam list. I'm
Yeah.
like following about 200 games.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually saw a question from our mod Frog. What do you think is the best-selling skin right now?
Mm.
Oh, it's been, I think, prestige skins, like the golden ones.
yeah, we have a few in the Fortuna Pass, right?
We have one of them in the, like for one gun. I can't remember exactly for which one, but the rest we also offered in the special offers on an in-game shop.
The gold one with, like, the
Luxury
purple
skins
jewel
is what
one.
people are
Yeah,
saying.
exactly. Luxury one.
Luxury
Exactly.
ones, yeah. I bought
See,
some
I'm
of those. I bought
remembering
some of
only
those, yeah.
only.
You're
the
remembering the
ID,
internal
yeah,
names, yeah.
not the in-game.
That
people,
makes sense. They're golden and fancy. Yeah.
people are also asking about player quarters upgrades. Are they something that we're looking at doing?
You mean cosmetic player quarters?
Cosmetic
Yeah.
upgrades, yeah. Mm.
Yeah, that's the
Are we
point I
leaking?
wanted
I don't think
to-
we've told anything about
We
this,
haven't
so-
said anything about that yet.
No, we haven't said. It's also like I'm not leaking anything at the moment. It's also mainly ideas state, I would say. Like,
Okay.
I also heard from you guys talking like pickaxes and like backpack skins, consumable skins. Like, you can go like crazy with anything that we have in the game, but also it would be really cool to have some like customization in this station as well, so that like also maybe like I was thinking the other day we were talking with the animation lead. Wouldn't it be cool to just like you have like I don't know some sort of scooter or something that you can go through to faction, which would be also fast and cute.
Little
Like
segues.
yeah, exactly. Yes. And one of the ideas is would obviously for players to be able to customize their player quarters. But that's something that deeply wanted also by the team itself. But it's not in the foreseeable future. We're just trying to having discussions and trying to figure out when we can land it.
Yeah.
Such feature.
I know I can see a comment there that kind of relates to a broader topic. Is someone asking about if there's any rewards or recognition for like getting 100% quarters upgrades or faction levels for season 1 or season 2 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
kind of
like
ties
end of
in-
season rewards, yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have anything like that planned?
Yeah, we've been like, I think that was one of the things that we were looking towards the season 1 event, season 1 end. We didn't get to like spend so much time on the ideation stage or everything, but this time we've been having a lot of discussions with game design and like, for example, one thing again, we want to offer season end event rewards. That's one thing that we want to do again. Besides the sales, I think we only had some sales for very cheap price. We had some skins offered, but this time they will be in the form of rewards. And besides that, we're still talking about like just a season 2 reward in general, through which it will come to the players. I'm not sure. It's something to again discuss with the game design team, but we've been looking into it, and like it's a very limited time. It's a lot of effort for like. You heard how much it takes sometimes to put something into the game in terms of like a new vanity, new content, and we're trying to give with this also all winter content. Thanks to the content team, thanks to the UI team, they did incredible job. Like I've been pushing them. I've been feeling a bit too bad about pushing so much, but
They've done a good job for the anti-cheat team as well. The new UI for reports has been awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've been just like begging them to give me something. Let's try to do something, and they just like pulled through such an amazing job and created so many content and cool content for that limited time. And yeah, that's what we're trying to basically achieve like all the time to have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Makes tons of sense.
Yeah.
Makes tons of sense. There's some nice, like, heartfelt comments coming here as well. First time chatter saying, obviously, long time watcher. Streams are always in the format of an honest and informal conversation. I just wanted to say I really appreciate that. I think-
Oh, are you guys gonna? I don't think we've talked about emotes. Do you guys have any ideas for emotes?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one thing about the emotes, like, I think we've been trying to like make them also a little bit more varied, not just like certain signals or like I don't know, to be also a little bit more blunt with the dances, with like the music to use as well, and some like additional VFX or stuff. I am again working with the animation team and VFX team to pull something like really cool for season 2.
Nice.
With your maybe favorite monsters included in the emote. I don't know. It could be like a leaking right now.
That's.
Yeah.
If we
I
could
didn't
get-
know about that. That's pretty
Oh my
hype.
God. If we could get like a tip of the hat recognition emote of
Mhm.
Jeff grooming prospectors, because I've trolled so many streamers into like sneaking up to Jeff, telling them that Jeff will groom them. That would be awesome.
Yeah. It's also very fun to act on them, you know? So, like, lots of ideas we've been coming with, and I just go to the cinema room with a huge list. Okay, today we're acting like, not gonna give the specific emote, but like one of the animators, thankfully, he just wears the suit and starts like acting just towards the screen, like pretending to be hold some sort of thing. Such an amusement for me to watch too. But yeah, in general, we're planning to do better with the emotes and more like variants in that area
Well,
as well.
I know if given how the charms and sprays and whatnot have sold, I think a Leaf Man emote.
Oh,
Now that
yeah.
you're teasing having mobs in there, that would probably sell like hotcakes.
Yeah.
That's Ducky remembering the good old days. When is the flashbang banner coming back? There used to be a Jaeger banner. There used to be a Jaeger banner that you put down and it did a big bright flash of light. And one of the things that I would do when people were streaming is wait until they were like looking at a specific thing and then flashbang.
Was it? Wait, was it a bug or was it supposed to do that?
I think it was supposed to do that. I don't think it was a bug. Like, it was supposed to do that. Yeah. Prowlers confirms it wasn't
Pay
a
to
bug.
win.
It
Wow.
was supposed to be that way. But not even pay to win, just work here to win. Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't recall seeing that actually, but maybe I just missed it. But yeah, I mean, it's also really nice to have something like that. That some players know certain content from TOC and like the cycle, and like some requests are coming, and other people are really curious what it's about and whatnot. And it's very nice to hear it and like get some requests from you people in general. And obviously, we will be trying to make that happen, while also trying to a little bit get the quality up for the all items as well, not just only working towards the new ones, but also make them a little bit also different, like raise the quality for the existing items too.
Yeah, we were bouncing around some very exciting ideas recently that I'm hyped for. I'm not going to tell you, chat, but we're excited.
We are.
Wow.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
exciting stuff. Yeah, well, the problem is we hate to overpromise, right? So
Yeah.
we'll only promise what we can deliver, definitely. And but we've got really exciting things coming.
Everyone gets mad if you promise something.
Oh
and
yeah.
that-
If I said like you can have this super awesome, amazing thing, and then we didn't deliver it, that would be. That'd
see
be awful.
people-
I'd feel bad.
Yeah.
I'd probably like I don't know. I'd need a vacation. I wouldn't be able to face it.
I see people bring up inspects again. We already talked about that, but yeah, we've got weapon inspect coming.
I thought that was like some kind of anti-cheat thing. Like
Oh no.
inspects
still about
anti-cheat.
vanity.
You know, it's still about vanity. Sorry.
Yeah, that's one of the things, like we didn't have it so far, and like when you have a nice skin that you equip, it's always nice to just like be able to see some sides of it and everything also while holding in your hand.
It's a good fidget
That's-
button.
exactly,
when
right?
you
And that's going to be hopefully one of the things that we want to offer you. It's still like a lot of, it's kind of something new that we started doing, and like thanks to again the animation department's efforts, we realize that it can be coming, like it can come true a little bit easier than we thought so. In general, for melees, for weapons, and also hopefully again in the near future, not so near, but in near future, having different equip enemies and not only inspects, especially for like melees, everything. That's what we're also excited about. I guess that's what I wanted to say as a bottom line.
Yeah.
So there's Mr. Morpork, another one of those amazing streamers, a voice actor who does a lot of voice acting while playing. This must be directed at you, Nez. It's more of a request than a question, but it is in the format of a question. I want the Jeffs to have anatomically correct butts.
Mhm.
When will this happen?
That's a fair request.
To have anatomically correct butts.
I like how you're thinking about it.
What's the anatomically correct butt for Jeff? But it's a great.
I didn't realize that
Appar-
Jeff's butts were
apparently
anatomically
his-
Can't recall
apparently-
Jeff right now.
I haven't spent a lot of time looking at it.
I guess he's too flat. Maybe that's
Maybe.
you know.
Fun
Maybe.
fact, I actually used to work in the creatures team.
true.
That's why like all those creatures are really dear to me, but I don't realize like how was the butt in general. Maybe if I was a true mother, I would probably focus on like, oh, my cute little baby. Don't cover your face.
Cute little baby Jeff.
Have all the code emails been sent out, or are there more on standby? That's a great question. It's probable by now that most of them will have gone out. So if you haven't seen it yet, first of all, check your junk mail.
Yeah.
And or if you're on other servers, whatever they call junk, spam, mail folders, whatever it is, go and check those. If you haven't received one yet, it's likely that you're not signed up to our newsletter. So if someone puts !newsletter in chat, go and sign up for that now. You won't get codes this time around, but you will get codes next time we do something like this.
Yep.
And so at the moment, if you haven't received an email, the best way to get codes will be to visit our Discord and see the people there that have got spare codes they're giving away. Watch this chat for exclusively Kev giving away codes, apparently. And we're unbeknownst to me, but there it is. And also, the Fortuna's favored successful applicants will also get some codes to use during the holiday break. So yeah, that's how you can get codes at the moment. What we got here? We see Acid saying, "Hello, good people. Will there be more dungeons or pre-events coming next season?"
PvE events.
PvE events, yeah. I don't know. What can we talk about?
Well, I mean, the Howler's like a huge PvE event.
absolutely.
It's not necessarily a dungeon, so it's kind of a cop out, but it's going to definitely change how you play. I actually saw earlier someone asking if the Howler is going to be the same as it was in the old cycle. No, it's being changed a lot. I would throw out your preconceptions about what the Howler used to be. It's scary as shit now. It stresses me out. But yeah, it's changing a lot. It's going to be much more impactful to how you play the game. And I think it's pretty exciting. There's going to be some quests and stuff all centered around the Howler. It's going to be pretty big. So I know it's not a dungeon. I don't know if we're getting more dungeons in season 3, but it might. I think it will scratch your PvE itch if that's what you're into.
There will be cool content though,
Yeah.
tied to Howler as well.
You
Yeah.
should also have both your drops. If you were joined us at the beginning, you should have both your drops by now. By the way, I know this because I just got mine. Yeah, nice. I was doing that. I needed to refresh chat. Unfortunately, my personal chat disconnected. I saw some questions from a couple of other creators a little further up. Have you got updated chat there?
Possibly.
Yeah, for some reason, I think we're here pretty late. I think
Well, there's a
the
bunch
Wi-Fi
of questions. I don't know which one you were looking at. I'm going to pick one.
Go for it.
Let me see. Have we talked about more in-game events, such as like weapon crate airdrops or roaming buffed up Jeff? Yes, we were talking about that a lot. We want the world to feel more active and have kind of more spontaneous things. I think right now, Fortuna can feel a little samey, especially if you've played a lot. And we want to add more ways to spice it up. The Howlers, I keep going back to the Howler, but that's a big one. The Howler will roam the map and create a lot of spontaneous moments where you go, suddenly the Howler shows up and you gotta start freaking out and figuring out what to do. But yeah, we really like that. We've seen it in other games. those kind of spontaneous moments are fun.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. And it's not just it makes it fun for everyone as well. That's the I think it's fair to say that some of our focus recently has not just been on like helping like the end game creators or like the new users, but kind of everyone really. And like I just think the howler affects everyone as well.
Yeah, but like what Mando was saying earlier, finding ways to kind of polish up what we already have. We have plenty of stuff, but not all of it is necessary or necessarily in the place we'd want it to be right now. So finding ways to bring everything up. I think that would add a lot of variety.
Absolutely.
I'm seeing a question regarding the UI for the customization menu, like weapon coatings, and actually we can include like the other customizations parts as well. The question was about, are we planning any changes to the skin coating menu, because you have to scroll kind of too much, and it's the same story for the characters. Yes, we're aware of it, and it's a feedback that we got from the, like, we ourselves are in pain sometimes because you want to test some things and you grant everything to yourself and then, oh, it's a huge list. Not that it's a big problem, but yeah, and that's something we want to touch at some point. Again, like, we've been working with the UX team to improve that page. We hear your, like, pain. Obviously you got lots of skins and you just have to like all the time scroll. It's a bit annoying, and there are some like bunch of side improvements that we're planning for in general customization, but yeah, I think you'll be hearing about them or like seeing them one by one, piece by piece in the game when we're ready.
One that I saw a lot about customizations was like when I equip a customization, I just want that to always be the customization on my gun.
Exactly. Yes, that's one of the things. Like,
I would love that personally.
yeah, sometimes it's so easy to miss those kind of points, right? Like, it could be such a big thing. Every time you have to equip your after equipping your AR-55, then you have to pick the skin.
Yeah, you
Yes,
gotta pick
you
the skin,
wanna-
you gotta pick the charm, and you
Yeah.
gotta do that every time you die, because I die all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah. You obviously, yes, it's a big wanted thing that like just apply to all, right? That's one of the things that we want to change too within the improvements. And yeah, many type of things that we can do like that to improve the customization screen. We're kind of aware that like it needs some tidying up, because we want to obviously have lots of content vanity, and it's nicer if you can manage it easier for us,
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, it's an ever evolving process, and yeah, we hear the things you say. We don't read out everything, but we do read a lot of what you say as well. Like there was a question a minute ago that I was interested in, but I've forgotten it, so I'm just gonna go about this one instead. So, can you provide more detail on what type of guns are being added to the game, like snipers, ARs, shotgun? I don't think we can go into detail on this one, but I did want to highlight I've seen some really impressive like community submitted
Oh my god,
ideas.
I love those.
And like I'm not saying that any of those are coming in, but we really love seeing those. They're so cool. So
Yeah, I want you guys, every time we see those like concept arts you guys make, we always share those with the rest of the team. They're awesome. Yeah, I think we definitely have some weapons in the oven, I think, but Season 3, I don't think we have plans for a new weapon with Season 3. Obviously changes to existing ones like balance updates and stuff, but no new guns.
Yeah, I think it's mostly right now the focus is giving more meaningful use cases for each weapon, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's why like the game design team always also like trying to balance it a little bit better. It's also a learning, but obviously we would like to see some new guns, especially for me to have more skins, you know. But nothing in the near future.
Forster says don't put weapons in the oven. Could be
It's like-
dangerous, I
it's
suppose.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I'm vaguely remembering the question I saw that I wanted to talk about, and I think it touches on what you were talking about like the new skins and the thing that we kind of previewed earlier. We only previewed it once. Maybe we can get it back on screen though,
Okay.
if with the weapon coming up. About like having like new weapons, and I think they were specifically asking about like animated guns and stuff like that. Like
Yeah. Yeah, as I said, the whole idea behind having different rarity, like all the different colors that you see on the skins and all the other vanity right now, is to provide some difference with like among the guns as well. So for example, for this one, I mean, it's still at a really early age. It's still a concept, but like it has some mesh additions to the gun's skeleton itself, and then you have some like, I don't know, burning parts. Perhaps one thing that could be very well fitting is like as you shoot through, that color gets brighter and then it kind of cools down, whatever. And that's just a simple example. And we've been exploring many different like more lively animations on some like gun coatings, like gun skins, and same for melee weapons, having more different type of melee weapons, having more like also like different equip animations for certain skins and whatever. That's definitely the plan. That's definitely why you see right now like just the like first couple of tiers on the vanity section. That's why we want to increase it meaningfully by adding more value to it with animations, with sounds, and like with some other special effects. But yeah, that's definitely like one simple example. There are a lot of things that I'm not showing you that you have to wait.
Mhm. Yeah,
I
and
don't-
I see people kind of jumping as well, and we're not going to commit to another gun during this stream. Okay,
Yeah, I
that's-
should have been more clear about
Yeah,
that.
we're just not going to leak anything right now. Like, we're not saying yes or no. So
Yeah, I guess what I was saying, there's no we don't know for sure if there will be a new weapon or not. So I'm not going to commit to that.
We're kind of trying to change the looks of the guns a little bit, right? Like, it's kind of
Yeah.
new.
We do have a lot of changes, or we have a lot of planned changes for like existing content. That's honestly a big focus for us. I feel like a big complaint we saw from players in season 2 was a lot of existing stuff, like the stuff you have on Bright Sands and Crescent and early game quests and stuff, didn't get much changes, and that's something we really took to heart.
Yeah.
So for season 3, we're really hoping to change what is already there and breathe new life into
Yeah.
the core gameplay. So
make it exciting for the new players and the
Yeah.
returning players as well.
So we don't have as big of a focus as of adding like as much stuff as possible on top, but there will definitely be new things.
I see one here from Tsunami. For the end game players, usually having max stash full of gear, is there anything planned for like stash boxes to sort forged gear, etc.? Being able to tag items, keeping or making it easier to sell stuff, like being able to sell from the bag.
Mm.
I
I mean,
I know that's a topic that comes up a
Yeah.
lot. Well, I know we
This is a curveball. You're both scrabbling.
no, we're also well, what I was gonna say is we're also adding a lot of
Jin is jumping.
we're not devs. No, we're adding a lot of ways for we're planning on making a lot of changes to the economy and adding more ways for players to actually do something with their hordes of gear. Ways for players to sync this gear into maybe other stuff or find ways to make use of it when they have, I've seen some of you with inventories just filled to the brim with exotic guns.
Yeah, just brutes, just lines and lines of brutes.
Yeah, finding ways to make it a little more sustainable and giving players more things to do once they've reached that end game state. But
Yeah, that kind of touches on what was it Rumble or Ferralis earlier was talking about as well, with like it'd be a cool idea to have like you have to submit gear to get access sort of thing. More gear syncs,
oh yeah,
I
yeah,
guess is
I did love that was Fairless who
Yeah.
brought that up. Yep.
okay, let's have a little look here. We've got
Oh, I remembered one thing that you were talking about. The
Yeah.
taste of foam, right?
that
kind
Nez
of
is
made
also
me-
a taster.
Yes, I'm interested in that topic. It kind of made me think about like, what if we make like a creamy foam, like foam skins or whatever that you can imagine a little
You
bit
like
different.
melt into goo.
Foam vanities?
Different foam, why not, right? Like it's a
'Cause in the
Oh.
old game, we used to have like vanity poses for like the big
Yeah.
foamed.
oh,
I've
yeah,
also
I've
heard
seen that.
people ask for like foam colors and like drop pod colors or the trail colors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, just little things like that I think
yeah.
would be really fun.
They're my dreams too.
Your dreams.
I'm not gonna answer on that one, Doug, just because it involves another game. So I don't wanna I
Don't want to
just
step on other
played
devs'
it myself.
toes.
Yeah, yeah. Like, what if one of us hates it and we're sitting here like, oh my god, it's the worst thing ever. That's not a quote. That's not what we're saying. But
Yeah, I'm seeing again like pickaxe and scanner skins that being mentioned. Yes, actually, like realistically, we are trying to figure out like to bring skins to the pickaxes. That's a more materialized plan at the moment, I would say. But in general, I think it's been like asked a lot, having skins and consumables, backpacks, and obviously we hear that and we want the same thing. It gives a bit more like freedom to you to be different and like a little bit more content for us in general. So that's kind of among the plans. Again, I'm not gonna be able to reveal the dates for that. I'm not promising anything for soon, but yeah, saying lots of things without maybe not like committing. It's amazing.
A lot of I can't promise that, but I
Yeah.
would want it. I did see a question for you. A, are the discount sales the same in every region? And B, are they out right now? Or if not, when will they be out?
I can answer that one a little bit. If you're on Steam, you won't see the 25% discount in the shop.
That's the
Yeah,
thing
she was
what I
talking
wanted
about
to
that.
say like at the beginning, but for everybody that has like, missed it or like joining right now. So yes, the discount is for every region is 25%, but not every region has the same price, obviously due to the currency differences. That might be the difference that you're seeing. If you're playing through Epic, you're going to be able to see the discounts also reflected on the in-game page, as well as the store page. But for Steam, while you're in the game, you're not going to see the discounted prices due to some technical issues we had while putting them on discount. But once you click on the offer, you're directed to Steam's purchase page anyways, and you're going to be able to see the final prices discounted on Steam. And you can also go to like Steam, the Cycle Steam page, and buy the offers through that and see them as 25% discounted for your region and different prices. But yeah, sorry for like not being able to make it visible through the game, but you're gonna pay at the end 25% discounted price.
Yeah.
It's
And
legit.
unrelated, someone asked, when is Hunter Vision coming back? I don't have an exact date for it yet. It is coming back. The thing is, we are doing a lot of testing with the Focus Test Group and the Fortuna Council, because when we do bring it back, we want to make sure that it is squeaky clean. We know we've had issues with it in the past. The other thing is I know a lot of players are kind of scared of it, or they think it's very broken, which it was pretty broken when it first came out. We're taking extra care to make sure that it's not extremely overpowered, and I think many of you will be surprised with how not overpowered it is in our new state. But yeah, it's coming back. Just give us time, but probably after December. But
I think I saw Noah as well. Noah Vanga asking, could you add a gas mask? Gas grenades are really strong, and I think it would give the underutilized mask toggle feature some variety.
Yeah.
Mask toggle feature?
I think they mean like night vision and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm sure we want to add more utility kind of things, but specifically gas mask, I don't know I don't know if we have plans for that. If only Mando was here.
Yeah.
But
Very nice. But
I felt like the couch got a lot less cool after Mando left. But
yeah. What can you say about Russell / Mando? It's
yeah,
he's yeah.
Mando already
He's
sounds like
very
a nickname.
straight shooting. The amount of times whenever I start like doing an AGS sale or something, the amount of times I'll hear it just out the corner of my ear, "You shill." I'm like, I'm trying to sell stuff.
It was really fun to watch him struggle with the Santa costume though. It's like, I need to take it off.
Wow.
The hair
Oh, the mic
lasted
is
so
here.
short.
You need an air conditioner in here, Adam.
Yeah, next upgrade for the streaming room, especially when it gets back onto summer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So hot in the summer. Yeah, so I think we're probably going to take a couple more questions. We're probably about time, so we'll probably run the stream for about another 5-10 minutes, just for some of you who haven't quite got the drops yet to get them up. So we'll just take a couple more questions, and we have any details about the ship lobby redesign? The Prospect Station redesign.
Mm.
There
We were
will
very
be-
vague so far.
Yeah.
Yes, there will be details soon at the end of the stream.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh.
visual details. You'll see. But yeah, it looks pretty sweet. It's still being worked on, but it's very cool. I think the Prospect Station was a little bare bones before, but we're making it very flashy, very space prospecty. I also saw a question about trusted matchmaking. Will we be getting symbols or ways to know whether or not you're trusted? I talked about this earlier in the stream, but yeah, we are aware that right now it's a little vague and confusing. We're working on more ways for players to earn the status, make it a bit easier to do that. We have to be careful because we don't want it to be too easy for cheaters to earn the status. But we're trying to add more ways for legitimate players to get in. And then the other thing is we want it to be more clear when you actually are trusted. So we are also working on that. I don't have an exact ETA, but as soon as we can.
I saw someone earlier asking about Steam VAC bans, and that's yeah, that's kind of like there's no way around that at the moment, right? That's
Yeah, Steam backbans don't completely invalidate you.
oh really?
You can still get it, but Steam backbans will make it so that you can't be automatically trusted. We still have a separate system, like a backup system in place that if you do spend money in our game, you will automatically gain trusted status with a backban. But yeah, that makes it a little bit harder. But you probably shouldn't have cheated 5 years ago or whatever.
Yeah. I think that's one of the cases I ran into was one of these. I think it was a streamer actually. I think I even saw them in chat. They were like, "Yeah, I got a VAC ban like 10 years ago." I'm like, "Yeah, sorry, Steam."
That's partly on Steam's end. I wish they didn't track them for that long because I feel like if someone cheated on Modern Warfare 10 years ago, it's like, okay, I can forgive you. But yeah, yeah, that's kind of on Steam's end. We can't really change that, but for all players, we have that backup system where any players who spend money in our game and support our game will be trusted. We wanted to make sure that for any players who support our game, we're not putting them in untrusted matchmaking because that wouldn't be fair. But yeah.
And that's being backed up as well by very rigorous anti-cheat as well, so that if people do
Yeah, so the
that.
trusted system is more of an alt account detection. It wasn't ever really meant to catch cheaters. It was there because a problem we were having in season 1, which I'm sure many of you saw, was we would ban a cheater and it was very easy to just make a new Steam account or something and get right back into the game. That system acts as a deterrent so that when a cheater does get banned, it's much harder for them to get back in. But yes, we have a lot of other anti-cheat in the background to actually ban the cheaters. That system is just to make it more difficult for them to make alt accounts.
Yeah, so looking through, I think we're kind of getting to the last. I think that the questions have kind of stopped. So
one more thing on that, someone said, so technically it's not a free-to-play game. Most of our players are trusted the moment they boot up the game, even if they've never played before. I don't know the exact number, but a very high majority of our players are trusted immediately as soon as they boot up the game because it will look at your purchase history on your platform, or just your account history, I suppose.
and it looks at how long you've been playing on like Steam, right? And
Yeah, it looks at how your account age, and it looks at purchase history and activity in other games, stuff like that.
especially if you've been playing our game, if you played our game way back.
If you played in the old cycle, yeah, there's a system in place to give you trusted status from that as well.
Yeah, even if you're a new player to the new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, most players are trusted by default. That money system, or the in-game purchase system I was talking about, is there's a backup for the players who maybe aren't trusted for whatever reason on their platform of choice. But yeah.
So coming to, I guess, the end of the stream. First of all, we need to recap a whole bunch of stuff. So I'll start with my specialist topic, I guess, is the creator program. We have revamped the creator program. The wonderful Nez is going to give me some rewards for the older creators. So if you sign up, it'd be great to get your updated information in so that we can give you those rewards. And yep, do all that. Also, the new program, it's very focused on active users. We will be taking we'll be refreshing the creators each month, which will enable us to make much more rewarding, much more exclusive rewards available, and also enables things like competitions. We have a HyperX competition running from today, where a successful Fortuna's Favored applicant is automatically entered. You have a chance to win a bundle of a Quadcast S microphone in white and the Quadcast Alpha S headset in blue, kindly sponsored by HyperX for these trial periods. If someone puts an exclamation mark HyperX in the chat, you can go and see all the terms and conditions and how to apply and when. And if you sign up for the program today and we can see your application by tomorrow, then that will still be counted. If you get successfully applied, then that will still be counted. What else do we have? Sales. We have sales. Nez, why don't you do the sales?
Sales. We have sales everywhere, to be honest. We have sales on the platforms, Steam and Epic, 25% discount, the bundles like the welcome packs, Initiate, Professional Specialist, Elite, all of them, as well as the Primetime. I think Primetime, we've put it for sale for the first time this season, so make sure to check it out. Then we also have sales in the RM purchases that you can come via the special offers in game. Just again, check it out. We have like some offers that will be there for a couple of days, but there are also offers that are changing every day, and each of one of them has like some sort of discount, and all of them are picked like from your feedback in general, how much they were liked, kind of. So just check it out, see if one of the favorite items are back that you like, and like you can buy them at a discounted rate until the 7th of January for the in-game offers.
Nice.
What else do we have? We have the Frosty Frontier Fest 2022 Toast. I think this one's on you.
You've had to say that so many times.
It's a tongue twister and a half.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to say it. Yeah, so well, the sales are part of that, but the other part would be our holiday. Oh, gosh, I'm forgetting the name. The Holiday Monster Bash.
There we go. Yeah. You got it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So basically, it's a community event. The goal is to kill a certain amount of monsters, like 3 million striders, I think, and I forget all the other numbers, but you can see it on the website. Yeah, it's a community goal, 2 weeks to kill and murder as much as you can. And if you can achieve that goal, you will get a gingerbread charm and a universal holiday-themed weapon skin.
Oh, it's universal. I thought it was advocate only. It's universal.
So the advocate skin is for our newsletter.
Yeah. Great segue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you are already applied to our newsletter, then you will have received some codes today. You can only use one. If you activate more than one, you just invalidate them. So just use one and then give two away. If you haven't received one yet, check your junk and spam folders. And if you still haven't got one, then make sure that you head to the website and sign up. If we get exclamation mark newsletter in there, that would be great for all the details there. And yeah, watch out. Head to our Discord. Go and check out the places there for more codes. Also, watch out for the Fortuna's Favored creators, who will be also having some extra codes as well.
I did see Kev say he gave the exact numbers for the Monster Bash.
Oh,
It's 3 million striders, 750,000 rattlers, 275,000 marauders. That sounds like a lot.
that does
36,000 ticks and 18,000 crushers. I know a lot of players have thought that sounds completely impossible. I promise you guys murder a lot more than you think you do. We actually made this one relatively easy for you. If you just put in a little bit of effort, I think you guys can do it and get those skins. But yeah.
Absolutely. You should also, if you've been tuned in the whole time, you should have 2 skins by now from our Twitch drops. We're going to wish you all a very happy holiday in a second and then switch to a Dan video, but you have
Dan
until
video is so
that
good.
time to claim the drop, so maybe about 5 minutes more, then we really need to get out of here.
Yeah.
So
It's late here.
it is late here, yeah. So yeah, I think that's about it, everyone. So yeah, get your applications in, get your newsletters signed up, follow all the socials, go and buy a bunch of stuff in the sale and support the game. And we will see you on the other side of the break.
Awesome. Bye, guys.
Hey everyone, I'm Dan, Creative Director on the Cycle Frontier. Thanks so much for tuning in. I wanted to talk a little bit about Season 2, our achievements there, but also about Season 3, our plans and exciting new features coming up, and lastly, our progress toward that and how the build is playing internally right now. So, Season 2, it's been quite the ride. We've added some exciting features, we've learned a ton. We added things like the Alien Forge with perks on gear. We added Theris Island, the third endgame map to the game. We also added a ton of features for anti-cheat, including things like trusted matchmaking. We did a lot of quality of life improvements and bug fixing. And yeah, overall, we just learned a lot from the great feedback we've been getting from you, our community. That, of course, included things like matchmaking, which we recently updated. We're monitoring how it performed, so far the perception seems to be pretty good. We are, of course, also looking into current community feedback, where especially the economy right now is a big talking point, and we have some pretty big improvements planned, especially going in the direction of allowing late-game players to have more interesting things to spend their hard-earned money on. So right now, we're, of course, taking a lot of the learnings we've made during Season 2 and putting all of that energy into Season 3. So how is all of this going? Well, the builds internally are starting to see these features popping up, which makes me super excited. The economy changes are being designed right now by our design team, and they are pretty exciting, I have to say. Matchmaking, as I mentioned, seems to be fairly well received right now, but we're going to continue to monitor and adjust based on your feedback. Some audio improvements are going into the game, adding a lot more autonomy over how much noise you want to make as you prospect on Fortuna 3. So as you maybe can hear, I'm starting to get pretty damn excited about Season 3. Lastly, I just want to say thanks so much for being with us in 2022. It's been quite the ride of a year. And I can't wait to go into 2023 and Season 3 with all of you.